and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego? And a happy Friday to everybody out there in America's finest city. I'm Braden Surprenant. He's Frank Marchese. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We got a lot to talk about today, a lot to break down on the show. We're talking a lot of Padres baseball today, even though they didn't have a game yesterday, as well as NFL kicked off last night, a little bit of a lightning delay in between. That was a fun game to get things started for the NFL season. We'll talk about that later on the show. We'll get you our NFL whip around. We'll talk some college football. Nice little college football Saturday coming up tomorrow. We got games tonight. We got high school football kicking off again tonight for week 2. They do a week 0-2. It's the third week of games, but if you want to go with the traditional week 0, week 1, week 2, it's week 2. I don't really care. You can say whatever you want. When it comes to that. It's the third week of games in high school football, and we got some pretty good ones throughout San Diego County that we will talk about also later on in the show. Drake Hills will join us at 1:35, and we're going to be off and rolling. And we got a lot of things that we want to discuss today about the San Diego Padres. Again, despite not having a game yesterday. And what did we say? What did we say yesterday? We tried to talk people off the ledge yesterday, Frank. We tried to talk people off the ledge yesterday. Hey, I'm telling you, they're going to be able to figure it out. They're going to be able to figure it out. And in doing so, we've talked about how the fact the Dodgers don't want the division. At least they're not acting like it. What did the Dodgers do again yesterday? Oh, they lost. They got Paul Skeens yesterday. They just got swept by the Pirates after losing 2 out of 3 to the Diamondbacks. Where does that sound familiar? Where does that sound familiar? Oh, I know. The Padres. The Padres lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins, and they got their ass swept by the Baltimore Orioles. Dodgers lose 2 out of 3 to the Diamondbacks, get their ass swept by the Pirates. They're playing the same game right now. So with the Dodgers losing yesterday 5-3, you're still in the exact same spot you were on Monday. They are trying to give you the division. They are trying to give it to you. They are trying so hard. So despite all the bad play, despite losing 2 out of 3 to Seattle and losing 2 out of 3 to Minnesota and getting swept by the Baltimore Orioles, you are still 2 games out of first place. Still 2 games out of first place. It's right there for the taking. They need to be able to step up now. And we talked about this a lot yesterday. I'm not going to spend too much time on it yesterday, or since we talked about it yesterday. But it needs to be said. Despite a 4-game losing streak for the Padres and going 2-8 in their last 10, they're still 2 games behind LA. They still have a 1-game lead on the Mets. I don't know how that's possible, but they're still holding off the Mets. And they have a 5-game lead on the Giants, who, by the way, they have a tiebreaker against anyway. The Giants have now passed the Reds. The Giants have won 4 in a row. The Giants have won 9 of the last 10. I don't think that's sustainable. But even if it is, I'm not worried about the Giants. And if you look at the division, right? Remember we said at the beginning of the year the division was going to be a juggernaut. It's going to be a gauntlet. And then as of like a couple of days ago, it didn't, or like a couple of months ago, Diamondbacks weren't playing well. Giants weren't playing well. Look at the National League wildcard standings. The Giants and Diamondbacks are right there in striking distance now. Giants 4 games back. Reds are 5 games back. Arizona's 5.5 games back. And actually, it honestly asks a really interesting question about coming up today and really going into next weekend. And should the Padres start paying attention to the Giants? I don't think so. Giants have the Cardinals this weekend. Dodgers have the Orioles this weekend. Baltimore Orioles look pretty good this week. And then coming up next week, I'm pretty sure the Dodgers got to start dealing with the Giants very soon. Now they got the Rockies. And then coming up on next weekend, do they have the Giants finally? Yeah, there you go. And then they got to play the Giants 7 times. Ben asked the question on the roundtable, who would you rather have win, the Giants or the Dodgers? I'd rather have the Giants win. You could catch the Dodgers. You have a well enough distance from the Giants. Here's the other thing. Because then Ben followed up with the question about, well, if the Giants come back to try to catch you, might be out of a playoff spot. Yeah, but if you jump the Dodgers, because the Giants have won 7 games or whatever, like they went 6-1 in the 7 against the Dodgers. If you catch the Dodgers, guess who's not going to be in the playoffs? It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I still think you got to root for the Giants in those games. I'm not worried about the teams behind me. I'm not. I'm really not worried about the teams in front of me either. I'm worried about the Padres and their ability to score runs. I'm worried about the Padres and their ability not to get shelled in the first couple of innings with starting pitching. I'm worried about the Padres and how they navigate the bullpen now with one less piece. I'm worried about the Padres and trying to figure out who's playing shortstop. You look at the records for Major League Baseball teams since the All-Star break, and Frank just sent this to me. Just to give a perspective. Padres are tied for 8th for the best record since the All-Star break. They're 24-20. They're playing at a 545 clip. Brewers are playing the best at 30-15. Might have hit their peak too early. But you look at the team that they're competing with, the Padres, and you look at the Los Angeles Dodgers, they're 20-23. That's good for the 22nd best record since the All-Star break. Tied with the New York Mets and tied with the Cincinnati Reds. And just slightly better than the San Francisco Giants at 19-24 since the All-Star break, which, by the way, as we mentioned before, 9 of those games have come in the last 10 games. 9 of the last wins have come in the last 10 games for the Giants. So despite everything that's going wrong for the Padres, and everybody wants to jump off the ship, and everybody starts freaking out, the Padres are still in a good spot. Now, their level of play is not great. Their level of play needs to improve, but they're still in a very good spot, and there's really nothing to freak out about right now. They go to Colorado and they get swept, and then the Dodgers do damage against the Orioles. Okay, all right. You can start freaking out if you want, but there's no reason to freak out and jump off the bandwagon. Because then I'm going to make fun of you when the Padres win the division at the end of the season and be like, you can't enjoy it because you didn't root for them now. They'll all be in jokes and fun. But as mentioned before, the Padres right now, this is a very important series for them. It's a very important series for a team that's got a 97%, 98% chance of making the postseason. Padres' magic number now is 17 in terms of making the playoffs. And as said before, 98% chance of making the postseason. They got to be able to do damage against the Rockies. They got to get it into gear. And some of it has to do with lineup construction, and some of it has to do with just players going out there and competing themselves. The level of play has not been great for the Padres in these last couple of days, these last couple of weeks. I thought there was a very interesting piece written by Letters to AJ about the lineup construction and the margin call, the lineup organization. We're going to talk about that later on in the show, but they really need to do something with the number 2 spot in the order. And Letters to AJ lays out a lot of different things that we talked about 2 weeks ago when we talked about the Luis Arraez batting second argument. But they continue to do the same thing over and over again, and they're expecting different results. I understand he is a 3-time batting champion. I get that. But he's not a 3-time batting champ this season. And if you look at the numbers he had last season in a Padres uniform, they're relatively close to the 2023 season he had in Miami. But then you look at this season, and he's not even close to what he was in 2023. And then you look at his advanced metrics. We talked about this with Xander Bogaerts. swing speed, hard hit percentage. Those are so down. So down. So it's different. Like, I'm not seeing any type of results or I'm not seeing the process that gives me any indication that Luis Arraez is going to start playing better, batting second, especially when you are a team now that needs to be able to score more than just one more than the other team. The Padres, before the Xander Bogaerts injury and before losing Jason Adam, could be a team that just needed one more run early in the contest, and they would win the game. Now it's about putting up runs, and the Padres have power hitters to do that. They acquired power hitters to do that. Ramon Laureano, even though I would not really characterize him as a power hitter, is putting up big power numbers. Ryan O'Hearn, power hitter. Gavin Sheets, power hitter. And what letters the AJ lays out that I do want to get to here momentarily is they are not getting the amount of at-bats that they need to potentially help the Padres score a lot more runs or win on the margins. What exactly is he talking about? We are going to lay that out for you when we come back. We will also dive into some other games that matter for the Padres. And coming up at 10:35, the morning show. Oh, they asked Mike Schultz something. They asked him something. Didn't really sound like he liked what they asked him. And it happened earlier today on the Manager's Report with Mike Schultz, refreshed by EcoWater SoCal. We're going to talk about that at the 10:35 spot as we get started on a Friday. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. 10:17 on a Friday. Braden Surprenant show here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We got to get to what happened on the manager's report with Mike Schilt, which is refreshed by EcoWater SoCal. Pretty good. I don't know answer, but like it was a question that needed to be asked about the shortstop situation, knowing that Xander Bogaerts is out for a significant amount of time. Okay? Out for most of the regular season. Out for the regular season. He thinks he can come back before the end of the regular season. I doubt it. If you see Xander Bogaerts, he'll be in a playoff game, probably. So what do you do at shortstop? We're going to get to that in a second. We're going to get to that in the next segment of what was asked and how Mike Schilt handled that question. It'll be very interesting to see. But I do want to talk about some other things when it comes to the Padres. Now, we talked about yesterday, Aldo Gonzalez had a clip, right? Or he had a tweet, he had a thread, if you will, about all of the teams in baseball, especially teams that have shown that they look like they could be good, all having massive downturns and then massive heights. I mean, rollercoaster rides. We all know how much our manager hates that term. But you go through, it was the Yankees, it was the Mariners, it was the Padres, it was the Giants, it was the Dodgers, it was the Cubs, it was the Rangers. I mean, it was basically every team in Major League Baseball this season. All the competitors, the Mets have gone through these crazy runs and terrible stretches. Very high highs, very low lows. And we talked about that yesterday in a sense of it's going to happen. There's no reason to panic. I think we have to look at how other teams are doing in Major League Baseball to give us some perspective on just the Padres because we watched them in a vacuum. Now, here's the difference. So we talked about the Cubs going through some of these things, right? They've gone through some ups and downs. Their bullpen hasn't been very good. But the Cubs, remember, I'm going to ask Frank this question. Remember, they had an MVP candidate at the beginning of the year. What was his name, Frank? What's his name?
A young center fielder that got traded for Javi Baez. I'm not sure who. I don't remember his name. It was,
you don't want to say? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You know what? That's a foul on me for hitting a nerve. Okay,
He draws the foul.
My mistake.
I believe Pete.
I asked you while you're eating something.
Peter,
a question.
I think was his name.
Yes, Pete Alonso. No,
no, he's still a Met.
Okay. How about that? I decided to ask you a question as you're eating something, and by the way, a question in which that it's painful to the emotions. Icebreakers. What happened to the peach cream ones? Is that what
those are limited edition. These are the ones that really got me on the. Those are the ones. These are the ones that. These were the gateway ones.
That was the gateway.
Yeah.
The gateway icebreakers.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That was full around this time yesterday.
Okay, you might have a problem.
I am. Yes.
Why are you scratching? Why are you itching? Like while you're doing?
Because relax, just calm down.
Getting
man.
one of those icebreakers, man.
Just relax. Stand up for the icebreakers.
Adam, we have to talk to him after. I don't know about this. All right, so I asked Frank as he's popping an icebreaker, and I asked him a question about a former Met that they probably wish that they had.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
New York Mike. So great. Anyway, Pete Crow Armstrong, MVP candidate at the beginning of the year. MVP candidate beginning of the year. Guys had a great year. All-star. I mean, at the beginning of the season, people were having the argument of like, can Pete Crow Armstrong outdo Shohei Ohtani for the MVP? It's like, it's April. Who gives a blank? I hate MVP conversations, but that's the level of player that he is. That's the level of player that he was at the beginning of the season. He has not played the last two games. They benched him for a mental break, a mental and a physical break. They put him on the bench. That is like the best player on the Cubs right now. Kyle Tucker has not been great. They've given him some time off. These are some of the better players. I would argue they're the best two players in the Cubs, right, Frank?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm wrong on that.
Nope.
Yeah, ride some pine, Pete. The Cubs are trying to find ways to get guys going. They're trying to find ways to mix things up to get the output that they would like. Now, I am not saying that the Padres should bench anybody, but to me, an easier move is to move the lineup around. I mean, it is coming now to an asinine level of looking at the lineup every single day. It is coming to like an asinine level. The Padres' offensive identity, which at the beginning of the season and for most of the season has been built around, sacrifice bunts, which they're doing a lot, elite pitching, and low-scoring games and winning low-scoring games, is starting to falter in September. This is pointed out by our friend at Letters to AJ. Especially if trying to falter when you have injuries to Xander Bogaerts, losing him for the regular season. Who knows if he's back for the postseason or not. Losing Jason Adam for the year. Dylan Cease's Jekyll and Hyde struggles, but it's more Hyde than it is Jekyll. Inconsistency from the other arms in the rotation. That formula of the sack bunts and everything like that has worked early, in which the Padres are 31-13 in games with bunts. But with San Diego's diminished pitching depth means they need to start prioritizing scoring some runs. And they have some guys on this team that can do that. Letters to AJ lays it out. You have Ramon Laureano now. You have Ryan O'Hearn. You have a guy like Gavin Sheets just rotting on the bench. And in his article, it argues that the Padres lineup hasn't been optimized despite acquiring Laureano and O'Hearn and Gavin Sheets. All of them being underused. Projections that Letters to AJ put together suggest the Padres left a few home runs and potentially close wins on the table due to lineup decisions. And then he goes to Luis Arraez and him batting second. A major focus is on Luis Arraez's struggles at the plate. He once was an elite contact hitter. He's not that right now. His inability to punish pitches in the strike zone and declining bat control raise questions about his role as the number 2 hitter. I mean, just look at the evidence. Look at the process. When we talked about Xander Bogaerts at the beginning of the year, and we said he's got to come out of it, all of his numbers of his process, he was putting together good at-bats, he was making good contact, he wasn't getting lucky. His swing speed, his bat speed was high. His exit velo was high. All of his metrics were still really good. It was showing that he was going to come out of his long slump that he had. Luis Arraez doesn't have any of those metrics working out for him. I mean, absolutely zero. This article lays out, and what we've talked about ad nauseum on the air, about moving Arraez lower in the order. Not benching Luis Arraez. Moving him lower in the order. Even if it might sacrifice some defensive integrity by shifting Jake Cronenworth to shortstop or to get more power bats in the lineup. That was also laid out by Letters to AJ. I think Jackson Merrill could play shortstop, but we'll hear from Mike Schilt when we come back in a second. San Diego's run prevention first identity is starting to crack. Lineup optimization may be the difference in close September games to the playoff spot on the line. I wanted to mention he had some more detailed numbers about Luis Arraez. And the thing is, he doesn't hit the ball well in the zone. On balls in the zone, like just meatballs in the zone, the ones that he takes all the time that people get frustrated, watch him just like go right by him. He's hitting 268 with a 360 slug. Got a hard hit percentage of 23.7%, and his bat speed is 63.7. His OPS of 626 on pitches in the heart of the zone is one of the worst in baseball. I mean, he struggles with pitches in the zone. He doesn't struggle as much with pitches outside the zone. We talked about that 2 weeks ago. But even then, he's not doing any damage against other pitchers. And the numbers that just glare at me. Okay, first inning numbers for the Padres last year with Luis Arraez still hitting close to what he did in 2023. The Padres in the first inning were the sixth best team in scoring runs. Just in the first inning. Sixth best team in scoring runs in the first inning. That made sense. You have Fernando and Arraez and Manny at the top of the lineup. Makes a lot of sense. It's been very different in 2025. The Padres are near the bottom of the league in scratching across early runs. They're 23rd in baseball in scoring runs in the first inning. The Dodgers are first. The Padres are 23rd. You kind of need that to be successful when you have the best bullpen in baseball. Let's take it a step further. You look at the numbers that Luis Arraez has put up batting second. And this is from all batters that have hit second for the Padres this season, which the majority of have been done by Luis Arraez. They have the worst power numbers in Major League Baseball. They are last in home runs from the 2 spot. They have one of the worst OPSs in Major League Baseball in the 2 spot. Their second hitter has a 659 OPS, which is mostly who? Luis Arraez. You go deeper into his numbers. When the Padres acquired Arraez, they got a superb hitter with every qualification to occupy a coveted spot high in the order. That is true. And in March, April, May of last season, when he was part of the Padres, Arraez put up exactly the numbers the Padres had expected when they acquired him, with a slash line of 342, 380, 413, which gives you a 793 OPS. That's not far from the numbers that he put up the year before in a Marlins uniform, with a 354 average, a 393 on base, a 469 slug, which gave you an 861 OPS. Yes, you can have that in the top of your order. But that's who Arraez was. That's not who Arraez is anymore. He's not that guy anymore. Both of those years go in line with his career numbers of a 327 batting average, a 380 on base, a 425 slug, and an 805 OPS. Yes, that hitter has won 3 batting titles. That hitter should be at the top of the batting order. That hitter should be batting 2 on your team. Luis Arraez is no longer that hitter in 2025. He hasn't been all season long. I gave you all those numbers. Those are all really impressive numbers. What is Arraez doing this year? He's hitting 284. That's still great for a normal hitter, but it's way down from what it was. 284, 317 on base, 391 slug, a 708 OPS. This is the worst year in Luis Arraez's career. Yet he still continues to bat second. It drives me insane. It doesn't make any sense. And anytime somebody tries to argue it, they go, he is a previous 3-time batting champion. Key word there, previous. He is no longer that guy. Where's that meme? You're not that guy, pal. He's not that guy anymore. I understand. Yeah, if he hit like that, it makes sense for him to bat second. He doesn't hit like that anymore. And there is enough of a sample size to show that he's not that guy. And on top of that, does not provide any protection for the leadoff man, which is Fernando. And Fernando's got his own problems. And Fernando can't blame Luis Arraez batting behind him for a lot of his problems. But I'm going to tell you right now, nobody's afraid of Luis Arraez coming up after Fernando, especially when he's swinging out of the zone on so many pitches. This is how you beat Luis Arraez. Groove a fastball down the middle to start the at-bat. He'll probably take it. And if he puts it in play, it's probably not going to get hit very hard. groove a fastball. He'll take it. You're already ahead in the count 0-1. And then what do? Start throwing crap all over the strike zone, nowhere near it, nowhere in it, but all around it. And guess what he's going to do? He's just going to flick his wrist and throw his bat there and be like, I made contact. It makes no sense. And until Luis can get to the point where he could be the hitter that he was and the 3-time defending batting champion in multiple leagues, which is incredibly impressive, there is no reason for him to bat second on the San Diego Padres. Bat him lower in the order. Him doing that at the lower in the order is a lot better than him batting second. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. I think Letters to AJ laid out a great argument for it. A lot of the stuff we had talked about, the last couple of weeks, but they haven't done anything. And they continue to not score a lot of runs. They continue to be frustrating offensively. And to me, they need a spark to try to get into October mode. It's not a matter of making the playoffs now. It's a matter of getting yourself right to win in the playoffs. And the Padres are failing at that. What about the shortstop situation? Well, the morning show asked. I don't know if Mike Schilt liked the question. We'll play it when we come back. Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego Number Sports Station, 97.3 The Fan. $10:40 on the Braden Surprenant Show. We have tickets to give away again?
Yes, we do.
Wow. Is that going to be our prize for the game again?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Same
what
gimmick.
A Friday. Same gimmick. And you know what? Play the hot bit. Play the hot bit as much as you can. Like the Jetropolitans. That's hilarious. I'm still laughing about that. I retold that to the football coaches. I got crickets back. And I'm like, you just had to be there, man. It was funny. Jetropolitans is great.
I could have sworn I've said that before.
No. You've said the Knickerbockers.
Yeah, that's another one.
You say that a lot. Metropolitans is easy. The Jetropolitans is great. Top notch. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. All right, let's get to I think it does beat Oaklamento. And Oaklamento's pretty good. Jetropolitans. Let's get to the manager's report. Earlier today, here's what happened earlier today on the manager's report with Mike Schilt, refreshed by EcoWater SoCal. Obviously, not having Xander Bogaerts for the remainder of the regular season, most likely, hurts. Got to figure out who's playing shortstop. They talked about Jake Cronenworth. They talked about, Jose Iglesias has done it a decent amount. Mason McCoy has been called up to try to help with that department. What about a former shortstop in Jackson Merrill? Here's what the morning show asked Mike Schilt on that.
But I tweeted it kind of a joke the other day. It obviously was bummed when Xander went down. And I said, oh, man, that's fine. You just put Jackson Merrill back at short, right? But and then you get all the bats in the lineup, the guys that have some slug, guys in line. And I thought to myself, it was kind of tongue-in-cheek, but how difficult would that be for you, your staff, the play? Like how difficult would it be to abruptly move that kid who's really good in center back to the position he grew up playing his entire life? I'm not saying you should or you would, but if you did, how tough would it be?
How fair would it be?
That's true. Yeah. How fair would it be?
That's how tough it would be. The one thing that listen, it's a philosophy, and it's one that served me well. Do you guys think defense is important?
Yes.
To win baseball games?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I do too, but very much so. And listen, I get the slug and I get all of that. You pay attention to how games are won and lost, and a lot of times they're won by not throwing strikes and not playing clean defensively and making routine plays.
Yep.
And I understand, and I have to, I don't know, defend's too strong a word. I do what I think is best in my experiences.
Sure.
In this game for, literally 50 years now, growing up with it, et cetera. And that's my job. Look, and I'm not saying I don't have every answer of this game, but I can tell you this: how fair would it be to say, hey, Jackson, you haven't played shortstop in 2 years. You never played it above AAA. You're had a season of ups and downs. Let's fire you at shortstop.
To be fair, didn't you guys do that to put him in center field, though? You know what I mean? Like, we've seen it done before, and it's worked.
Yeah,
it's
worked. To be fair, yeah. Okay, well, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just not.
I know. I get it.
I'm not here to argue with you. I come here to share my thoughts.
I get it, and I love it. And
you share your thoughts, and that's great, man. And that's what makes the world go round. Have you ever gone from? Anyway.
No, the fairness makes sense. It does. That makes total sense to me. And I just, again, not saying you should or you would, but how difficult would that be? Sounds like it would be quite a challenge for everybody involved. And then, you find yourself moving guys in different positions where they maybe don't get
Jackson, Gold Glove caliber center field.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. We had the conversation that the domino effect of moving one guy. Your whole lineup and defensively, could be weakened by doing.
Hang on a second. What do you mean fair? What are we talking about here? What do you mean fair? They're professional athletes. What do you mean fair? What was this, Little League? I don't get that part. Can you tell me what I'm missing on that, Frank? What do they mean by fair? And they did it to him. Woods brought it up.
Yeah.
They literally had him play center field when he showed up.
Yeah, he did not appreciate that clapback, which it's an accurate clapback.
He had nothing to say.
It was
nothing to say to it.
It was not out of line for Woodsy to say that at all. It was 100% accurate as to what happened.
What are we doing here? Are we trying to win games, or are we just trying to be fair? You know what? I mean, everything's about being fair. Look at the lineup. Luis Arraez batting second. We're just being fair. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Mike Schilt has done a lot of great things in this game. He's won a lot of ball games. He has had a lot of successful teams. He has. I didn't need him to tell me all that. I understand that. The question is simple. How hard would it be? And then he goes back with this. He could have just been like, hey, you know what? We really like him in center field. Okay, I think he would look good at shortstop, but at this late in the year, it might be a little difficult to try to get him up to speed. But I like the thought process. There's a way to answer it. Am I wrong in that? I mean, I felt like he could have answered it a totally different way.
No, it's to say that it's not fair to move him around. Ceddanne Rafaela does exactly what we're asking him to do, or what we're predicting he could do for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
He plays center and short.
Ceddanne Rafaela plays center field and shortstop for the Red Sox. Cronenworth has moved all over the place. And as mentioned before, I mean, Mookie Betts is one of the best players in baseball. They moved him to shortstop.
Yeah, for playing right field.
Yeah. He hadn't played infield since he was in high school. They moved him to shortstop. We're acting like it's an impossible task. It's not. Are we saying that Jackson Merrill being moved to shortstop is going to make him the worst baseball player ever? Is that what we're saying?
No.
It's just so difficult. I mean, baseball people say that all the time, and I don't get it. Talk to anybody that does, I can't move him there. Mentally, he's not going to be able to hit anymore. It doesn't make any sense. Guys have been able to do that. I mean, fair? What are we talking about here? To me, it gives you your best opportunity to win. Here's the other thing. He mentioned the defense. I really wanted to say, do you think defense is important? I was about to say flat out, no, it's not. It doesn't matter. Look at the teams that win. The teams that win are not just the pitching and defense teams. The teams that win have guys that have guys that hit the ball over the freaking fence. They do. They got guys that hit the ball over the fence. I did this research 3 or 4 years ago on a previous show. Every Padres playoff team up until the last couple of years. I'm talking about the 98 squad. I'm talking about, 05, 06, all those playoff teams. Padres were great in pitching and defense. They were the best. Go back and look at all the stats. They were top 5 in pitching and defense. All of those teams. None of them won a World Series. You know who they lost to? teams that were top 5 in slugging. Every time. Every single time. I hate the pitching and defense wins in October. You know what it does? Swinging the bat. Go look at all the Padres teams. Go look at them. All the Padres teams. All the Padres playoff teams. The ones that made a run had some slug. The ones that did it were pitching and defense, and they got their ass kicked by the Cardinals. I don't understand. No, I don't think defense is important. Do I need to see do I want to see the bad news Bears out there defensively? Absolutely not. I don't want to say that. But if I had to pick for one thing to be elite out of 3, it would be pitching. If I have 2 things that need to be elite out of 3, it's hitting. The last thing I'm picking is defense. When's the last time you saw a team that was just elite defensively, couldn't hit and couldn't pitch and won a championship? 0. 0 times. Defense in baseball is the least important out of hitting and pitching. If you have an elite defense and you can't hit water if you fell out of a boat, you're not winning any games. If you have elite defense and you cannot pitch because the ball's going over the fence, you're not winning any games. I don't get it. I don't understand. Is defense important? I don't think it's that important. I really don't. I really don't think it's that important. So I'm going to go back to that, though. I think that is a decent question, though, because think about it from this perspective. To me, you have answers in center field more than you have in other spots, okay? So I understand. I understand the argument of like, well, if I move this guy here, then I got to move this guy there and this guy there. It's easier to me to understand the defensive side of things. Are we saying Ramon Laureano can't play center field? Are we saying that?
No, because he's doing it.
Right.
He's doing it at a high level, too.
He's doing it at a high level. Is he a better defensive center fielder than Jackson Merrill? No, I would agree with that. But I would like both of those guys in the lineup. Mm-hmm. I would like more of those guys in the lineup. If it gets me Gavin Sheets in the lineup every single day and I don't have to watch Mason McCoy swing the bat, yes, I'm in for it. Like, let's move things around to make my best offensive lineup I can and then make my best defensive lineup possible. You'd get Laureano in there in center field. You'd have Fernando in right field, right? Gavin Sheets is probably in left.
Mm-hmm.
You have Ryan O'Hearn at first base. You got Jake Cronenworth at second. You got Jackson Merrill at shortstop. You got Manny Machado at third base. Freddie Fermin catches. Luis Arraez is the DH. Where is your hole defensively? How bad do we think Jackson Merrill is going to be at shortstop? Is he going to be worse than Mason McCoy?
He's not going to be a defensive liability,
no,
that's for sure.
Of course not. And here's the thing. I don't need him to make spectacular plays. I just need him to make the routine plays.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Just don't screw up a double play in the 8th inning. That's all I need you to do.
I know. I don't get it. Didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. I think there's ways to answer it. It could have been like, we like the idea. I mean, that got super awkward. It's been the last couple of times.
There's a difference between scrambling for an answer and coming up with something that would suffice that you have to be, there's a professional way to do it. It's exactly as you said. It's, there's a couple things we got to move. We got to get him a couple of extra reps. I understand that he's played the position before, but you need to have a little bit of time to get the reps in.
The condescending laughing at it is what is.
Yes, and he's done that.
It's not crazy.
He has done that so often, in not just in these manager reports, but to the media asking questions. And that goes back to last year. You mentioned at the beginning of the hour the roller coaster comment.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he would like thumb his nose down at you for it. It's we're seeing the same thing you're seeing.
Right.
And we're not asking you to throw anyone under the bus. We know we're not going to ask you that because we know we're not going to get that. So we're not trying to get you. We're not trying to put you in a box here. Just I understand that none of us have played at a professional level as well.
And I've never coached there either. He's got way more experience than all of us. He obviously is going with a lot
But
of that.
doesn't mean you can't talk to us at an equal level. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can talk to us. Some of the things you might say go.
I need to clarify this. Also, I need to clarify this. We're not saying just start Jackson Merrill at shortstop tomorrow.
No.
Start getting them reps at shortstop.
Yes.
You have a month to do it. We had to go out there and watch Will Myers play third base in batting practice a couple of times. And by the way, if you don't think, I see Jackson Merrill take reps in the infield all the time in pregame.
And that's another guy who moved from the outfield to
first base, all
superstar outfielder.
Iglesias plays every spot in the infield. Bryce Harper moved from right field to first base. Altuve moved from second to left field. Fernando was a shortstop. He moved to the outfield. Albert Pujols, Jim Thome, Miguel Cabrera, Vlad Jr. all played third base once upon a time. They're now playing first. Gary Sheffield played third base, moved to the outfield. Tatis went from shortstop to right field. Is that fair to him? I don't know. Is it fair to Xander Bogaerts to tell him the first day of spring training he's now a second baseman? Is that fair? I mean, come on. Fair. Just say it's like, hey, it's going to be very difficult to do. We don't think we can get him up to speed. I don't know. He lost me on the fair comment.
Hey, so welcome in. Nice to see you on your first day back. You're going to do everything you've been doing your entire career just backwards. Have fun.
We'll get your phone calls on this when we come back. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Braden Surprenant Show rolls on. Stream your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 1 matchup between Detroit and Green Bay, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Thought I had to snap. Oh, wait. There it is. Okay.
There we go. Blush.
Classic. Nothing like having a sneeze on the radio. Always so fun. All right. The topic was maybe moving Jackson Merrill to shortstop. I think it'd be intriguing. Mike Schilt was asked about that. We played the deal. Said it wouldn't be fair to Jackson Merrill. I agree with Mike Schilt in the sense that if they filled out a lineup card today and had Jackson Merrill playing shortstop with no getting reps at it somewhere,
honestly,
okay.
I don't see that. If they did it, they would have asked him first. He would have been doing something. I don't think they would do something like that without his go ahead. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this.
Right. I bet you if they asked him, he'd say, yeah, absolutely, I'd do it.
He already did.
Yeah.
He was all over. He was all about it when the hypothetical was first asked.
And guess what? He'd probably be fine. He'd totally do it. There, yeah, he'd totally do it. I don't know how much it's not going to be. Do we think that Jackson Merrill? Well, it's basically this. What's better for the Padres to win? Mason McCoy at shortstop and Jackson Merrill in center, or Jackson Merrill at shortstop and Ramon Laureano in center?
Being fair to the players.
That's not the question I asked.
That is what is the most important, is being fair.
Your best opportunity to win a baseball game, to me, has those 9 guys that I mentioned.
It's if everyone has a fair shake.
Big Ten Frank needs to shut up. This, to me, the best chance you have at winning a baseball game in the postseason. And at that point, when you get to the postseason, isn't it all hands on deck? Don't you have starters coming out of the bullpen and everything? It's we got to do whatever it takes to win these games. Your best opportunity to win in the postseason without Xander Bogaerts are these 9 players in a lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Manny, Jackson, Cronenworth, O'Hearn, Fermin, Arraez, Tatis, Laureano, Sheets.
But Civil brings up a point in the chat here. Move Laureano to right, move Tatis to short. But that's not fair either, because you gotta give him some notice here. He hasn't played in shortstop in years.
I think it's different. I think Jackson Merrill can handle going back and playing shortstop. I don't necessarily know if Fernando could do that.
100%. If you don't think Jackson Merrill,
because Fernando went out to the right field kicking and screaming.
Yes,
right.
He did.
It's you have to understand the player. To me, Jackson Merrill being a guy that loves baseball and just will do anything to win and doesn't care about. He obviously doesn't care about money and everything like that. He's a guy that he's the perfect prototype to do this with. That's what makes this argument even, better. He is the perfect fit for this, to do this, because he's willing to do it. There would be some type of BS from, Fernando would complain about it. Maybe he wouldn't. Maybe he'd be overexcited. Maybe you'd start seeing Fernando hit a bunch of bombs. I don't know. But I still think Jackson Merrill's probably a better option at shortstop. And again, everybody would say sophomore slump for Jackson. He guy's been hurt all year.
Yeah, he hasn't had enough time to.
I mean,
his season has been so start, stop. That's been his year. No one's going to get into a rhythm doing anything if you're just going and then stopping.
Hamstring pull, fluke, going down to first base. He had the ankle sprain running out of the box. His cleat got caught. I mean, it's not like he's, injury prone. He's had some fluke injuries. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Randy and Escondido. Randy, you're on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, man?
Hey, buddy. First-time caller. I 100% agree with you on everything. You have to hit the ball. Plain and simple, they have to hit the ball. It goes back to the old movie, Moneyball, right? I mean, they got players that hit the frickin' ball.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, look at the teams that have won World Series. They can hit. They also can pitch, but they can hit. Every team can hit. Most of the teams can pitch. But you're not going to see just the defensive team out there. I mean, we've seen some bad teams make the World Series in the last handful of years defensively. Like when the Phillies made the World Series not too long ago, they were like one of the worst defensive teams I've ever seen. That Phillies team that beat you in the NLCS in 2022, lousy defensively. I mean, Gene Segura was awful at second base. I mean, he was a walking error. The New York Yankees last year, again, these are two teams that didn't win the World Series, but they still made it to the World Series. The Yankees made it to the World Series last year, and they look like the bad news Bears in the World Series. But again, for everybody like, oh, he's not going to have enough time to adjust to short. How much time does this guy need? He is a professional athlete, and he's not just like it's not like we're putting Wandy Peralta there. It's not like you're asking Freddie Fermin to play shortstop. You're asking your second best athlete to go play a position he had just recently played in the minor leagues. He has played professional baseball at shortstop. The Dodgers moved Mookie Betts to shortstop. He hadn't played shortstop since he was in high school. Jackson Merrill played in the minor leagues, and then they moved him to center field. How long did it take him to get ready for center field? How long? You could see he was ready to go in the first spring training game.
He made a diving catch in his first spring training game in left field.
It took him all of 3 innings. Guy became the best outfielder on the team. You're not asking Gavin Sheets to play shortstop. You're asking your best athlete, second best athlete, because Fernando's your best athlete. Second best athlete to play shortstop. That's what you're doing. I understand the arguments coming back from Mike Schilt if it wasn't about Jackson Merrill.
It's not like you're asking Ramon Laureano or a guy who's got no mobility like a Gavin Sheets. You're not asking Gavin Sheets to play shortstop.
Right.
You're asking a kid who played shortstop his entire life, only saw the outfield grass when he was hitting a ball into it. It makes no sense.
I'd ask Fernando to go back there, but he'd be second on my list behind Jackson.
Yes. Jackson, and he already said he would be all about it. He would be a team guy. 1,000,000% into it.
Team guy. Love Jackson Merrill. All about the team. And right now, when you get to this point in the season, it should be about the team winning games. All that matters now is winning games. It doesn't matter about fair. It doesn't matter about whatever. It's about winning games. It's all about winning games now. 833-288, and I appreciate Randy for the phone call. Thanks for calling in for the first time. Not a first-time caller, long-time caller. Kevin in Chula Vista, what's going on, Kevin?
Hey, great discussion, Braden. I want to compare what you heard with Mike Schilt versus what I heard. And I'm not taking a position one way or the other, but at the top of the conversation about this, he indicated I'm just going to paraphrase. He indicated he had a real concern about the tough year that Jackson has had, and I gather that he did not want to make it any tougher by moving him at this point, and it's equally as important, if not more important, to get Jackson back into the lineup healthy and becoming the Jackson Merrill of what we had last year, which was a guy who was Mr. Clutch, who led so many different comeback rallies that we're not seeing this year. So if that's the overarching concerns that he has, I can't argue with that because we need Jackson Merrill to become Jackson Merrill of 2024. And if that means that we uncomplicate his life as much as possible and just get him back in the lineup, swinging healthy, then there's an argument to be made for that as well. I can find other people to play shortstop on this team, but we need to get Jackson back to being Jackson. That's what I heard. Did you hear that?
No, I heard most about it's just not fair to him. I mean, I guess I can twist it a little bit like that to where we gotta, but then it's like it's coddling some of these guys. I think Jackson Merrill can handle it.
Yeah.
He could totally handle it. And maybe it's a challenge for him, and maybe that will help him out a little bit. I am not about babying professional athletes. But that's baseball, though. That's the thing. It's a different mentality for me. And it's at the high school level, so I'm not going to say that it's whatever, like the same, because it's not. But being around football teams is a way different mentality. It's a different sport. And my mentality with sports is not the same as coddling athletes.
And my only response to Kevin there would be, okay, well, I understand you don't want to make it you don't want to stress him out. You want to let him be Jackson, let him get back into the swing of things. Wouldn't a return to a familiar position for him also kind of help get him back in order? So you can make that argument of it's returning back to what's natural to him. Maybe that could actually help him instead of hurt him.
I'm going to tell you right now, from a guy that and I've been able to coach guys like Jackson Merrill, attitude-wise, him moving back to an original position he loved and played his entire life, he's got to be so fired up. He's got to be he's not going to be stressed and worried, I don't know if I could do this. He's got to be, this is awesome. Can't wait. It's like anything you've done in life that you haven't done in a long time. You get to do it again. You get excited to do it. I understand a little bit. I think they're just, but that's been the case with Major League Baseball in general. Well, we want to make sure it's different. You know what? I'll give the Mike Shildt the benefit of the doubt on that. Again, managers are not, it's not about managing in baseball is not about X's and O's. It's not about line. It's really about managing personalities and egos. That's really what professional baseball managing is in professional sports, is keeping all of these players from all these unique walks of life, that some are making a lot of money, some are not making as much money, some are and keeping them all on the same page, as Mikey Vara said on our show yesterday as a soccer coach, and pulling the rope in the right direction, all for a common goal. That's what their job really is. So if Mike Shildt believes that clearing the mental space for Jackson Merrill, and this is too much of a challenge for him of going to shortstop, is going to get him back, then okay, all right. That's it. That seems fair. I'm a fair guy. I understand that a little bit. But to me, if you're trying to win in the postseason, your best opportunity to win is by playing your 9 best players. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think Jackson Merrill is good enough and tough enough and mentally locked in enough to handle a challenge in a year that's been challenging for him, to play shortstop for the betterment of the team. I bet you it turns in. I bet you if they took that risk, it would be plentiful. And who knows? Maybe that gets Jackson into a different level player. I think you got to take some risks every once in a while. I think you got to mix it up. And the next couple of weeks is when you do it. You can't wait for October to do it. That's the whole point of our argument on this show is you have a little bit of time. You're in the playoffs. Now is the time to see him try to do it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It is the perfect time. If you're going to do it now. Not only to just get to the end of the season, you still have the division in reach. The Dodgers are faltering. They just got swept by the Pirates. This is the time to do it. Maybe, now I'll use this in racing. In racing, track conditions change all the time. If a lot of guys are running on the bottom line, it gets hot, it gets slick. You don't have the same grip. So guys will move up the racetrack to try to find that extra grip, try to find some cooler racetrack, to try to gain an advantage. You have to be willing to change lines during the season, especially if you see your competitor in front of you is sticking to what they're doing and falling back at the same rate you are. You have to be able to move and try to find that competitive advantage when what you're doing isn't working.
I think, to me, and this is where, I get frustrated as a coach sometimes. It's like the whole we've always done it this way and we have all this success. I hate that. I hate that mentality. I like to, sometimes I like adapting and trying to find solutions to challenges and getting creative and taking risks. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But, to me, I like it better when you are showing that we're going to try to make things work. We're going to try to fix this. We're going to get creative here and trying to take this challenge on and find solutions to these problems. I think that's a little bit different than guys that just sit back and be like, well, we've always done it like this. It's only a matter of time before it works. I don't like that. And the other thing, too, is I'm not saying like knee-jerk reaction stuff. It's been long enough that we've seen with Luis Arraez batting second, it's time to make a move. We understand that it's better to have Gavin Sheets and Ramon Laureano and Ryan O'Hearn in the lineup and Jackson Merrill and not see Mason McCoy in the lineup. If you want to spot start Mason McCoy at shortstop every once in a while, fine. I think that's fair. But this team is better with Sheets playing and not Iglesias or Mason McCoy because you're worried about just the defense. I'd rather go down swinging with my 9 best bats than having the best defensive lineup and then hoping that my guys hit. That's my philosophy on baseball. Obviously, I disagree with Mike Schilt maybe on that, and maybe the Padres in general. I just disagree. Again, I have zero experience doing it. I've never coached at a high level as them, and I'm not saying Mike Schilt should be fired or any of that stuff. I think it's a different perspective to look at it. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll get back to your phone calls when we come back and continue the conversation about the Padres before we start diving in some NFL and college football over the weekend. Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. 11:22 on the Braden Surprenant Show. This hour is not sponsored, though, so we'll move on. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. Longer conversation about this than I thought. We had somebody in the chat. Oh, so dirty. Great name. People have some funny YouTube names. I mean, we have Floppy Hat, Mott, Padres over everyone, Ray. Anyway, the question he brought up, well, what about Jake Cronenworth playing shortstop? I don't mind that either, because you could have Jake Cronenworth play shortstop. You could have Arraez play second. You have O'Hearn in the lineup. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do. I don't necessarily think that's a better solution than Jackson Merrill playing shortstop and Jake Cronenworth playing second, because, again, now you're moving multiple pieces. What is better defensively, Frank? He asked this question.
Mm-hmm.
Laureano in center, Merrill at shortstop, Cronenworth at second, O'Hearn at first, or Merrill in center, Cronenworth at shortstop, Arraez at second, and O'Hearn at first.
Option A.
Option A. You have to be good up the middle. You weaken your double play with Arraez and Cronenworth up the middle. I think Jackson Merrill would be better defensively than Jake Cronenworth at shortstop. Another guy, by the way, that's been moved with no amount of time to adjust.
What's the one thing that we keep talking about with this team? How everyone on the team is a shortstop, so that means they're a good athlete, which means they can pretty much adapt to anywhere possible on the field if they need to.
We have like 1,000 shortstops, do we not? Isn't that like what the argument was?
You have a shortstop at first, technically, kind of, with Arraez. You have a shortstop at second.
Well,
you have a shortstop
was Arraez ever a shortstop?
A little bit.
He was?
I believe he was when he started, was he not? I know he was.
So.
He was a second baseman. So,
let's go around the horn.
Definitely,
Manny Machado was a shortstop.
Yeah, came up as a shortstop.
Xander's a shortstop. Mm-hmm. Jake Cronenworth is a shortstop. Fernando's a shortstop. Jackson Merrill's a shortstop. Last year,
Cronenworth's a shortstop.
Yeah, last year you had Jerickson Profar was a shortstop.
Yep. The only people on this team that weren't shortstops are the catchers and pitchers.
Iglesias, shortstop by trade.
But it's not fair to Jackson to move him back.
It's
not fair to the team to move Jackson to a position he hasn't played above AAA.
Yeah.
But it wasn't fair. But it was fair to the team to move him into a position he had never played in his life.
Hassan Kim also shortstop last year. I mean, last year you had more shortstops.
Yeah, last year everyone was a shortstop except the pitchers and catchers.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
I bet you those pitchers and catchers could play shortstop. I watched them go take reps at shortstop, by the way. I watched Craig Stammen take reps at shortstop. He looked like a proficient shortstop. That was Craig Stammen. You guys, I'm telling you, I know it's hard. You can't get to batting practice for the Padres. Go to batting practice when they're on the road and you get to see them go out there and field. You'd be amazed at what everybody in that team can do at shortstop. Joe Musgrove looks like a shortstop, but he's taking ground balls during batting practice. I'm telling you, these guys are athletes. And we're not asking you to move one of your worst athletes to shortstop. We're asking about one of the best athletes being moved to shortstop. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's get to Andy and Rancho Penasquitos. Andy, what's going on, man?
Doing well, man. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. What do you got for us today?
Perfect. All right, two things. One, just to add to the shortstop thing with Austin Nola a few years ago. Came up with a shortstop, right?
That's right. Nola also a shortstop.
Right. Now, this is more so playing devil's advocate, according to the last segment, right? When we were saying what's better, Merrill in center, short, et cetera, et cetera. Last year, World Series, Yankees, better offense, but they put a bad defense out there. Kind of cost them game 5. Now, I think we could also say the Dodgers were better, so it doesn't really matter. But just playing devil's advocate, that I can see what Schilt is saying when it comes to, hey, we want to keep our defense intact. We want to make sure that we're there. But I'm also in agreement with you. Our offense sucks. Put Merrill back in original position for now, and let's see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, and this is just until hopefully Xander Bogaerts comes back.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the catalyst to this whole entire conversation, is that Xander Bogaerts is hurt.
Yeah, and if he can't come back, well, you need a solution. And Mason McCoy rolling into Philadelphia for Game 4 of an NLCS is not a solution. That is, we hope it works. It's all we got left. To me, it's not a solution. I agree with what Andy has to say. I mean, I'm not saying the defense, I don't want them to play good defense. But when talking about moving Jackson Merrill, the defense is still solid. Is it not?
Yeah.
Where's your hole? Where is it? Where is it? Like, this guy's just going to be error machine. It ain't going to be the former shortstop at shortstop. It ain't going to be Manny.
We're probably going back to our April-May conversation of, God, we need a new left fielder so bad.
It'd probably be Gavin Sheets, but I think the left field wall would be more afraid than anything else. Your hole would be left field, essentially. How many teams do we see in Major League Baseball have like elite left field play? I mean, those guys are usually players that put the ball over the fence anyway. First base. I'd have O'Hearn at first base, though. Arraez is DHing. I don't need Arraez in the field in a playoff game. He hasn't hit well enough to deserve the, like, he gets to play in the field because he likes playing in the field. Your hole's left field, essentially. But we've seen Gavin Sheets play enough in left field where it's doable. It's not awful. It's very much doable. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. We're going to take a chance on this right here. Let's get out to Scott in San Diego. Scott, what's going on, man?
Hey, you guys. So I'm going to make 2 quick points, and then I'll hang up and listen to your response. My first one, I'm going to be a little less professional you guys are about Schilt and his tone. I just find it really terrible the way he talks. I know media can be annoying sometimes, but I think the San Diego media, you guys have been really professional with him, and the way he talks, especially to Ben and Woods, those guys, this isn't the first time I've seen him kind of have that condescension, and I don't know, it really bugs me. I wish they would just either tell him to clean it up or don't talk to the media at all, because, it's getting kind of old hearing just the tone he has and the way he talks to him. But my second point is going to be, these guys, they play at a high level their whole lives. I played baseball growing up all my life, and guys like Jackson Merrill, Tatis, guys, they could play any position on. Those guys could go behind the dish and catch it if you needed them to. These guys are studs. They could totally do it, and I think that's kind of the problem. This team needs a spark right now, and what better way than to maybe shuffle guys around? I understand you're managing egos and stuff, but, man, I've heard that fairness argument brought up more than once now, and that's getting kind of old. These guys, they're not getting pay cuts or different pay based on where they're playing. They're getting paid the same amount, and man, I think a few tweaks. We don't need to do nothing drastic, but a few tweaks, like maybe, like you said, DH Arraez, O'Hearn at first, maybe throw Crony at short, small things like that, or Jackson. Jackson could go play tomorrow and be just fine at short, but I don't think if we don't mix it up, I don't see this team going very far.
Yeah, I think it's time for a little bit of a mix-up. And, Scott, I appreciate the phone call, man. To go back to the media thing with it is annoying to deal with the media. I mean, if I had to answer the same questions over and over again, and I think the media has done a fair job, but, it's frustrating. A lot of the time it's after losses. I mean, that's why they have the 24-hour rule for a lot of different, different levels of sports. He gets like a 15-minute cooling off period, then he has to go out there and talk. It's frustrating. He's got to do that every single day. The same people asking some of the same questions. So I get that. And I put it in a little bit of comparison. I'm a fair guy. I'm going to tell you, I'm a fair guy. There are some questions that are asked in those media scrums that, as a coach, I would find not offensive, but annoying to answer. I would. I'm not saying individual people, but I would find some of those questions like, I can't believe you're asking that question. And there are some times where, I try to put myself in Mike Shilt's shoes and kind of see from his perspective. And sometimes it's like that. Is that an excuse to act the way he does sometimes? Not really, but I get it. Everybody's just trying to do their job. He's trying to do his job. His job is to try to win as many ball games as possible for the Padres. Media people are trying to do their job. They're asking questions that fans want to know the answers to. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. I think defensively with some of this, and this is the end of this conversation we're going to have, I think, Frank. I mean, we went on this for long enough. And as mentioned in the YouTube chat, it's just, I mean, this is just fun to talk about. They ain't changing anything. I mean, they're not going to change anything. They haven't changed who's batting second. They're never going to change that. I hope they do, but they won't. If they haven't changed that, do we think they're really going to move Jackson Merrill to shortstop for any reason? I think it'd be a nice little spark. I think, and might be bold. Maybe this is bold, Frank. I think more positive things would come out of Jackson Merrill playing shortstop than him not moving him at all.
I think you will get that childlike joy and wonder out of him, and I think that will spark the rest of the team, because I saw it when we did the show from the game on Wednesday. There's little life on this team. The swagger is gone. And I understand losing is a big reason for that.
A little bit of the dog days of summer here in September.
It's the end of the season. You've been doing it for so long, but there is no swagger in this team anymore. And maybe something like that, get Jackson Merrill, who is the definition of a golden retriever when it comes to playing baseball. He just wants to do it, doesn't care where he's doing it. Let him get to his position. Let him spread some of that fire. Let him spread some of that joy. And maybe it catches.
Yeah.
You never know.
833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We need to take a break. Jason, Mark, please stay on hold. We'll get you when we come back. And got to get to today's sports thread as well with Frank Marchese. Braden Surprenant Show continues when we come back on San Diego's number one sports station, 97 through the Fan. 11:40 on a Friday, getting ready for some high school football tonight. We're going to talk more about that coming up in the next hour or so. We got college football to break down. The National Football League is officially underway. Defending champion Philadelphia Eagles got the win last night, 24-20. Cowboys look like they could have used a pass rush last night.
Yeah.
Cowboys look like they could have used somebody that, I don't know, could run down Jalen Hurts. They look like they could have used a guy like Micah Parsons last night.
Isn't he on the...
Oh, wait. Oh, hang on.
Darn it, man.
I gave all the money to CeeDee Lamb, who dropped like 1,500 passes last night.
Who, by the way, since 2020, has the most drop passes in the NFL at 35 now.
What a waste of money. I said it. I said it. You got 3 players on your team, Jerry. Jura. You got 3 players on your team you need to sign. It's Dak, it's Micah, and it's CeeDee. You only get 2 of them. Choose wisely. The guy you should pick last is always the receiver. Who got the contract first? The guy that leads in drop passes, CeeDee Lamb. Waste. Okay, at least get the defensive guy now. Nope, sign Dak Prescott. You should have signed Micah when you had the chance. You should have signed him when you had the chance. You should have signed him before he got to this level that he got the amount of money that he got, which is absurd, by the way. I don't know if you would have given him that much money.
But
Still.
my question is, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Are we really all that genuinely upset?
You know what? When the Chargers left, I needed a team to root for that was just as disappointing as the Chargers. The Cowboys were the perfect fit. The Cowboys and the Chargers are like the same team. They're like the same team. Had success in the 90s, right? Cowboys had a lot more success than the Chargers did. Every year they get picked to win their conference. Oh, sneaky pick. Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Oh, sneaky pick. Chargers going to win it all. And what did they do every year? Before they added an extra game, they all went 8. They would always go 8-8. And now they go 9-8. Cowboys, Chargers, same franchise. The difference is their owner actually has money and like builds stadiums and stuff and like owns his own stuff. Chargers have a deadbeat owner instead. So that's a slight difference. But every time I tell people I kind of root for the Cowboys, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe. Oh, hey, man, Chargers left. I needed a terrible team to root for. I picked the Cowboys. And then after I say that, they go, oh, okay. Yeah, say. Yeah, cool. I feel bad for anybody born, honestly, anybody that's 30 or younger, anybody born 1995 younger, that's a Dallas Cowboys fan, gets all the hate of being a Cowboys fan, but doesn't get the gloat because all the championships happened before they were born. I feel bad for our guy Perez, dude. I feel bad for him. That guy's never seen the Cowboys make it to a Super Bowl. I don't think he's ever seen him go to the NFC Championship game. I can't even remember off the top of my head. I feel bad for guys like him because everybody likes to rip him for the Cowboys. He's never watched his team win. He doesn't get he didn't get the fun of the 90s when the Cowboys were winning all the time and became America's team. Everybody over the age of 30, yeah, you can give as much crap as you want. They like to talk a lot of crap for a team that hasn't done anything since the 90s.
Yeah, the last time the Cowboys went to the NFC Championship game was 95.
95.
Which is...
That guy's... Perez has never seen in his lifetime. In fact, I've never seen in my lifetime.
Which is double the next longest streak, which is the Bears at 14 years.
Yeah. I feel bad. Anybody 30 and younger gets all the crap of being a Cowboy. That's a Cowboys fan. Gets all the crap of being a Cowboys fan with no benefit because they never watched their team be good. That's terrible. They're like the exact opposite of Boston fans. Anybody 30 and younger that's a Boston fan has gotten everything. Celtics, Bruins, Patriots, Reds. They've been to like 100 parades. None of the down years of like the cursed Red Sox. They didn't have to experience any of that. It's just all championships all the time. It's amazing. Amazing. So, our buddy Perez, tough. That's a tough one, dude. You know what? It's hard. I feel bad for the guy. Me personally, like, here's my Cowboy, because the kids I coach, what NFL team do you root for? I'm like, well, the Cowboys, kind of. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Let me explain my fake fandom of the Cowboys to a bunch of 17-year-olds that don't even actually care. And I explain the same thing I explained to you. I don't really care if they win or lose. I told you, I'm like a fake fan. So if they win, like, cool. I'd like to see the Cowboys win. If they win, cool. If they win a division, I'm not buying a NFC East division t-shirt. I don't care. Do I have a couple of Cowboys shirts? Yeah, of course. Do I care if they win? Not really. Not super excited. If they lose, am I miserable for a week? No. I don't have any allegiance to this team. I lived in DFW, watched them a little bit. A lot of my friends watch the Cowboys now. That's about it. It's nowhere near the level I had with the Chargers before they left. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably never going to feel like that for any team in the National Football League until we get a team back. College football, slightly different. All of that passion I had with the Chargers is now into TCU football. Frank got to watch me watch TCU football in a light version because I was hosting people.
And I'm getting to watch you watch it now, too.
It's great. Can we just keep this on loop until we play Abilene Christian and beat them by 1,000? And then I want that on loop. That gets me excited on a Friday. By the way, Fat Man Friday for you, Frank. Excited for Penn State.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk college football in just a little bit. But yeah, it's the NFL. That's my NFL. Like, I watched the game last night with my friend, and she's a Eagles fan. She's trying to rub it in my face. I don't care. I was like, go ahead. Go ahead, girl. Tell me how bad the Cowboys are. It's not going to hurt my feelings. You're not going to get me on this one. Not going to get me on this one. Anyway, I do want to get to Mark. We do got to get to the sports thread, though. Let's get to Mark real quick in San Diego. Mark has some perspective about what we were talking about back in the day. What do you got for me?
Well, this goes beyond the 50 years that Schilt was in baseball, has been in baseball. The 1968 Tigers had a stunning outfield of Al Kaline, Willie Horton, and Mickey Stanley in center field, and they had a great left-handed hitter who was their rotational outfielder named Jim Northrup. They also had a weak-hitting, strong defensive shortstop named Ray Euler. So what did Mayo Smith do for the World Series? He wanted to get Northrup in the lineup, so he put Mickey Stanley, their center fielder, at shortstop. He'd never played shortstop in the major leagues before. He'd only played in the minors. They went out and beat the Cardinals in the World Series because they had an outfield of Willie Horton, Jim Northrup, and Al Kaline, and had a center fielder at shortstop. And that was the 68 Tigers. So it's been done, and done successfully.
That's great perspective. Appreciate that, Mark. It's been like that in the past. There you go. The more you know. Very quickly, let's see if we get to a sports thread in 5 minutes.
You know that group chat? The one that's always blowing up with the biggest sports takes, debates, and breaking news?
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me?
Yeah, we've got that too. Welcome to the Sports Thread, where we break down the top 5 stories in sports, just like you would with your crew.
Oh, no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
No filters, no silence, just real talk.
All right, Frank, what do we got today?
We got the death of a sports league.
Number 1.
Uh-oh.
I sent this to you yesterday after I saw the pop-up. Goodbye to the WNBA for 2025. As Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark has been ruled out for the remainder of the season due to a groin injury, she announced on social media last night. Clark, the 2024 number 1 pick, has been limited to just 13 of Indiana's 41 games this season and has not appeared since July 15th when she suffered a right groin injury in the final minute of the Fever's win over the Connecticut Sun. Clark said in her post, "I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning this season. I spend hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed. It's not big enough is not a big enough word to describe how I am feeling." How much more WNBA content do you think major media sources are going to try to jam down our throats now?
I don't know. I bet you they try, the ones that pay for the rights, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be paying attention now.
Think anyone's going to care about the Fever playing the Chicago Sky tonight?
No, not particularly. I don't even know what point of the season they're in.
I don't know.
Are they almost done? Like, I know nothing about the WNBA.
I couldn't tell you either.
Number 2.
Moving on.
North Carolina and first-year head coach Bill Belichick have banned the New England Patriots staff from accessing the Tar Heels program, as sources told ESPN. When reached by ESPN, North Carolina football general manager Michael Lombardi said, quote, good luck, and then hung up the phone. UNC also declined to comment. Lombardi and Tar Heels pro liaison Francie Jordan. Oh, dear Lord.
Names are hard.
No, that was a reaction to the name. This dude's name is Francie. Anyway, informed the Patriots that they would be banned from UNC and the day before, and one of their scouts was scheduled to visit in August, a source with direct knowledge told ESPN. So now no New England Patriots scout or any member of personnel is allowed to go to a North Carolina football
because
game.
Of what?
They haven't said.
It didn't make any sense. Just said no.
They didn't say. They're just out. They are just out.
That makes no sense to me.
The term zero access appears 3 times in UNC's college relations website, a page accessible to only NFL personnel.
And they said everybody can come, but except for the Patriots?
I guess so. That's what this is looking like.
That makes no sense.
I know.
Why would you limit yourself like that? I don't understand. I don't
either. It's one of those stupid things of why do sports teams do this?
Be worried about trying to beat a team, okay? Got embarrassed on Monday night. Josh Hoover.
Yeah. Can wear that furry suit wherever he wants
Belt to
now,
ass.
buddy.
We'll see you in North Carolina. Number
3.
As Bill Belichick would say, we're on to Abilene. We're on to Abilene Christian. Moving on.
As you do. Major changes are coming to the transfer portal in college football after the NCAA FBS Oversight Committee voted Thursday to move to a January transfer window and eliminate the spring transfer window.
Nice. Finally.
The proposed loan transfer window would be a 10-day period that opens on January 2nd, one day after the college football playoff quarterfinals are completed. The D1 Administrative Committee must approve the legislative change before it can take effect. The vote is expected to occur on October 1st. So it sounds like you are approving of this one transfer window.
There should only be one transfer window. It should be 10 days. Get in, get out, end it. If your coach is fired or leaves, you are eligible to go into the transfer portal for 10 days. I'm cool with that. Let's stop giving these guys all these opportunities to leave.
I agree 100%.
Number 4.
2 of the biggest names in boxing history have agreed to a fight about, 15, 20 years after we wanted to see it. It has been reported that Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson, will fight Floyd Money Mayweather at some point in the spring of 2026. How excited for this are you?
0. I don't care. Boxing does not do anything for me. UFC, a little bit. Boxing's it's a dead sport to me. I have no interest in paying to watch boxing.
It's a dead sport to everyone.
Number 5.
Last one. The Wyoming Cowboys will retire Josh Allen's number.
Good for Josh
their
Allen.
Final home game.
I hope it's against Fresno State, the school he wanted to play for that said no thanks.
I believe it's against Nevada.
It'd be better if he did it against Fresno State. Stick it to him one more time. New lunchtime hour. When we come back, we'll talk some football in this hour as well. Aztecs in Pullman, Washington. We'll tell you what we think about the game when we come back.
San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime use.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
New lunchtime hour on 97 through the Fan is presented by the Craft Taco, bold flavors in Sorrento Valley and Balboa Park's Natural History Museum, open late on Friday nights for Nat at Night. Somebody at Don's home. Don's are home today. We kick off at 7 o'clock playing Chandler from Arizona. It's going to be a good game. It's Military Appreciation Night over at Cathedral, so they're doing a lot of cool things for the military and military personnel, which is great. And we even have American flag Don's stickers on one side of our helmet tonight. I don't know if that was just going to be a surprise or not, but I put like 50 of them on helmets yesterday. So there you go.
Fingers a little raw from the glue of the sticker.
No, I had to rip off. We had to take one of the Don stickers off, replace it with the other one. Put some win stickers on the back. And then we have some other stickers that we put. We have the skull and crossbones that we put on there now for special teams touchdowns, which I personally love as a special teams guy. We have 3 of those we have to put on some of the helmets today. But anyway, should be a fun time. We are going to get you a full high school football look here coming up at the end of this hour. We do want to talk about Aztec football as well. Coming up in the 1 o'clock hour, we'll get you to our NFL whip around. We do need a contestant for a midday sports standoff at 12:45. We'll talk Padres and Rockies in the 1 o'clock hour, and we'll finish the show up with Drake Hills. And that's kind of how we lay out the rest of the afternoon, Frank. And it'll be on the Don's football. You going to the Olympian game tonight?
I have been on the fence all week, but I think I finally landed on yes. I will be at Eastlake High School tonight watching the 2-0 Olympian Eagles take on the Eastlake Titans.
That was in the picks of John Maffey's picks this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had that game on there. Eastlake and Olympian. Here's John Maffey's preview. Not counting the COVID-19 season of 2020, Olympian is 2-0 for the first time since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
They've outscored their first 2 opponents 85-7. Jaden Fuentes has thrown for 453 yards and 5 touchdowns with Jorgen Estrada and Mikey Talavera, his favorite targets. Eastlake shut out Bonita Vista in week 1, but was blanked by Irvine Beckman last week. Titans used 2 quarterbacks, Tyler Balco and Ryan Hughes. JP Neverett has 135 yards rushing for the Titans. His prediction: Eastlake 27, Olympian 23. Should be a good one tonight.
Well, that's rude.
Well, you could throw it in Maffey's face then after when Olympian wins. So how about that?
How about that?
All right. Let's talk about the college team first. Aztecs. They looked good last Thursday, I thought. I thought they looked good. I thought they looked better than I was expecting, even though they played Stony Brook, who is not an FBS team. Stony Brook is a better FCS team. They handled business. How many times have we seen San Diego State football play an FCS team and struggle for a long period of time? I mean, we saw Cal Poly beat them not that long ago. It was at Qualcomm, so it was obviously that long ago. But they handled business. Now, Washington State struggled with Idaho. Idaho's better than Stony Brook, I will say that. But Washington State struggled with Idaho. Washington State looks like an underfunded FBS team with an FCS coaching staff and FCS players. To consider them power anything might be a little ridiculous. They have some remnants of some Power 4 players from their Pac-12 days. But to me, Washington State, I mean, they really couldn't do anything against Idaho. And Washington State fumbled in the final minutes of the game with a 10-7 lead. Idaho jumps on the ball, and then they stall in the red zone and have to settle for a field goal. They probably should have just gone for it on fourth down. They settle for a field goal to tie the game up at 10. Washington State, under 2 minutes to go, drive down the field. They kick a field goal to win 13-10 over Idaho. I like the Aztecs in this game tomorrow, Frank. I think San Diego State, with what they did last week, with how close they were last year to beating this team. I mean, last year's San Diego State team was not good. We all know that. They won 3 games. They lost to Washington State by 3 points. When Washington State was cruising through their season. I mean, Washington State last year, at a certain point in time, was ranked before it kind of collapsed on them near the end of the season. They had John Mateers at quarterback last year, who's now starting for Oklahoma. He's going against Michigan on Saturday. A lot better Washington State team against a way worse Aztec team last year. Aztecs lost by 3 last year. I'm telling you, I like San Diego State tomorrow against Washington State. I really do. If you look at some of the previous results, Aztecs lost by 3 points, as mentioned before. San Diego State killed Washington State in 2011, 42-24, and then they lost in 2007, 45-17. I don't even know if these kids were alive that were currently playing.
Those are the only 3 times they've played as well.
And those are the 3 times that they have played. I like the Aztecs' chances. Now, the line has moved a couple of times. The line was in favor of San Diego State 2 days ago. Yesterday, it moved to Washington State minus 1.5. The line is now Washington State 2.5. I like the Aztecs plus 2.5 on the road. I do. I think they're going to make that game close, and I think San Diego State wins. I think Lucky Sutton's going to be a problem for Washington State. I like the way Jaden Denegal played last week, too. It's 13 for 25, 207 yards, had a touchdown, did run the ball 7 times for 15 yards. Tano Latuli looked good on defense with 9 tackles, 1 solo, 8 assists. I'm liking the way San Diego State looks against Washington State, Frank.
Yeah, I agree. They have a very, very good, a very solid team, I will say. To compare that to what Washington State did last week against Idaho, that's rough game, opener, FCS game. There are things that I'm sure they're going to change, that they're going to get flushed out. But for San Diego State, who was not a good program last year, coming in with a new quarterback, 3 running backs, don't really have that target as far as a receiver goes. But Bostic, I believe, led the way with 3 catches last week at 57 yards. Yeah, and a touchdown. That, and the way the defense performed against Stony Brook right from the jump last week, I have a feeling they're going to handle Washington State very, very well this weekend. I believe they match up against them well. They looked really, really good. Of course, the score being up 20-0 at halftime may not have been the greatest look, but let's be honest here. It's the first time. It's not a dress rehearsal anymore. You're getting into it for the first time. Stony Brook is there because it's a tune-up game. You're paying Stony Brook to be there to get their butts kicked. They just needed to get into the game, and you saw what they did in the second half. Came out a little shaky in the third quarter. Second half rolled around. Fourth quarter rolled around, and they got right back into it. So I think San Diego State has a very, very good shot at winning this game on tomorrow.
Washington State, not that air raid passing attack that we've seen in the past, even though, Potter had 208 yards passing, 1 extra yard than Denegal did last week. Rushing wise, I mean, their leading rusher was 6 carries for 19 yards for the Cougs last week. So being able to stop the run is going to be, a key to this, I think. For San Diego State's defense, make Washington State throw the ball over the yard. I like San Diego State's defense. And here's the other thing, Trey White being the player that he is and getting accounted for opens it up for Salvati on the defensive line. It opens it up for Henderson on the defensive line. I mean, it really creates some problems for Washington State. I like San Diego State's defense this year. I mean, they have, I think, 9 guys returning from last year. They look good. Pitched a shutout last week. I don't think you're going to be able to shut out Washington State, but I like the Aztecs' chances on Saturday against the Cougs. I mean, I don't know where Washington State's trending right now, but it doesn't look like it's going in the right direction. This game will kick off at 7:15 tomorrow on the CW network.
Say 30-17, San Diego State.
Wow. You think they win by that much?
Yes.
30-17. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know if they can, they scored 42 last week. I bet you I think they win 20. I got the Aztecs 28-24.
Okay.
I'll take San Diego State 28-24. Sean Lewis got a little question and answer session on the San Diego Union Tribune. The San Diego Union Tribune is asked that and is encouraged fans to submit questions for them to ask Sean Lewis. As the Aztecs enter week 2 after a dominant defensive showing at Stony Brook, asked a lot about the defense. They asked about this road matchup and how to prepare for Washington State. They also asked about Jaden Denikel and maybe a new uniform coming for San Diego State football as well. What was all asked of Sean Lewis? How did he answer it? We'll talk about that, get you more of a preview of the Aztecs against Washington State. We'll also get into some high school football later on in this hour and continue our Padres coverage. If you want to join the show, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We're answering your Padres questions. We talked a lot in the first 2 hours about how to create a spark for the Padres. They get ready to take on Colorado this weekend. They are getting ready to take on Colorado this weekend. And they need to do some serious damage against Colorado because, again, the Dodgers continue to let the Padres hang around. We'll discuss that more as well when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. Did you hear the lyrics of this song, Guillotine?
Vaguely, yes.
Speaking of Guillotine, I haven't heard from Brandon Carlsbad in a while. It's been tough. It's been a tough couple of days for Padres fans. Trying to quit or something like that. Frank is down to his last icebreaker, and it's 12:18. Are we going to make it through the end of the show?
We're going to it.
Are you going to be okay?
Oh, yeah.
It's the last one, dude. Don't do it. It's gone. It's over. The productivity of Frank is now gone downhill. The last icebreaker has been consumed. You went through you went through that entire thing in 2 days.
Yeah.
7-Eleven must love you.
Actually, it lasted a week, though.
What do you mean it lasted a week?
I forgot I bought it for a couple days.
So where you been getting your icebreaker fix?
I haven't.
You've been okay. That's why you've been
No, I've been fine
and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I've been twitchy. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He'll start shaking at 1:35 there.
He might. You know what? Maybe that's why he showed off his legs 2 weeks ago. He was out of the icebreakers.
And the best part is you
Doing some
won't see
crazy
it
stuff.
because Drake will be on.
That's right.
So you won't see me going through withdrawals.
I'm going to get distracted with some of my questions. Watching Frank. Getting one of those icebreakers? The Dave Chappelle meme? Make a run to 7-Eleven on your way back, dude.
I have to get poked by a bunch of needles later, actually.
No, that sounds fun.
Getting an allergy test done.
Icebreakers fix paid with only Franks. Natural casing. Natural casing. You better have your icebreakers ready to go for East Lake and Olympian then.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be just fine.
I
don't need to have them. It's just when I do have them, I can't stop having them.
Oh, that's bad.
Yes.
That is very bad. I'm still waiting for the Starbucks app to give me the pumpkin spice option for the coffee. I don't want a pumpkin spice latte. I don't want a pumpkin spice cold brew. I just want 1 pump of pumpkin in my iced coffee. Is that so hard to ask for?
Buy a pumpkin then. I don't know what to tell
Buy
you.
a pumpkin? I want to make my own nasty chemical pumpkin sauce. Just want to consume the nasty chemical pumpkin sauce that Starbucks has. That's like the worst thing you can put in your body at Starbucks is that pumpkin sauce.
I don't want to know what's going in my body. I want to guess.
Yeah. I don't want to make it. I'm just lazy. I don't want to make it myself. I mean, I probably could. You could probably make like a pumpkin simple syrup.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Make a pumpkin cocktail. Let me ask you this. All right. So this is insane, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is how women operate.
Uh-oh.
So we had the barbecue on Monday, right?
Yes.
And I texted dudes to bring stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the dudes failed to bring stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They just decided to bring whatever. Last night I was helping my friend. So they're doing I don't know, they're doing some woman stuff. I don't know. They have a Google sheet.
They're doing some woman stuff.
It's hard to explain. It's like a spa. I don't know, dude. It's out of my element.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Google sheet that has everything they need and signups for everything. I was like, this isn't what?
Wait a minute.
A Google sheet. They have a Google sheet. It was so they have to everything's laid out, by the minute itinerary for this deal. Ladies, this is how you guys hang out for a weekend? I need to know. I saw that sheet and she was like, okay. She's like, you should have done this for Monday. I'm like, could you imagine if I put a Google sheet together for the barbecue to bring stuff? Are you kidding me? No, absolutely not. First of all, nobody would sign up for crap, okay? I would just be sitting there going oh, look at all the stuff I have to go get. Anyway.
Look at all the work I have to do now.
Look at all the work I have to do. I don't know. So, they have a spreadsheet, right? And so it has like all these things that they need to sign up for. I mean, that's kind of like, girls that for like Friendsgiving stuff. I'll tell you, like the women in the chat are defending. It's like, well, that's how you get what you need and want. We gave them a lot of credit on Tuesday, Frank.
Oh, that's fair.
They were locked in.
No, yeah, we did.
The boys were not locked in. The women were locked in. So they're doing like a bunch of different charcuterie things, which makes me ask a question. I didn't know you could do a charcuterie board 1,500 different ways. Some of them were really appealing looking. So I'm going through this last night. We got double North Carolina TCU.
No,
this is great, Frank. I love this.
See, here's the thing. I thought that the Cubs and Nationals were going to be on MLB Network because, there's nothing else going on in baseball. And I just looked to see, maybe they're not playing this afternoon. Oh, it's 6-2 in the fourth inning.
Anyway, don't be changing my frogs, dude.
That's why I moved them over there.
Okay.
So at least you still had them.
I've been told it's a staycation thing, and they do the sheet. So everybody brings what they're supposed to bring. Now, it's not all falls on one person. Fine. Fair enough. You know what? That's a good idea. So they all have a different charcuterie board they got to bring. What is so funny to you?
It's an Apple TV locked game. So thank you very much. Can't wait for that to go away.
Thanks for changing my TVs for no reason.
Like I knew.
Susan in the chat goes like, that's how you get what you need / want. Guys don't care if you get 10 bags of chips. We do. Fair enough. They had like there was like a Taco Bell charcuterie board you could have done.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, that sounds easy. I'd totally sign up for that.
Yeah, I got that one down.
I'll go buy a bunch of beefy 5-layer burritos, cut them up, a little side nachos, some tacos, put it on a board. Bang. There's dessert ones. There's like movie ones. You can do like cereal, I guess. I didn't know this is a thing. This is crazy to me. So that was one of them. And then it was like all this other stuff too. They'll have to bring their own like signature cocktail. I'm like, this is elaborate. This is super elaborate. Let me maybe I should use a Google Sheet next time. Because you know what I have in my house right now? The leftovers from Monday?
Nothing.
I have 15 bags of tortilla chips in my house.
Hell yeah.
What am I going to do with all those tortilla chips?
I'll take a couple of hands.
You can have them. You want the ones with the Cowboys logo on there? There's some Tostitos with the Cowboys logo on there. I have 15 bags of tortilla chips in my house.
I'm eating the chips, not the bag. So sure.
Yeah. Cole Brooks in the chat. You haven't met my girlfriend. She's made $1 billion in her life, wedding coordinator, and not one has been remotely the same. For the charcuterie boards, I guess. This is a different animal.
Adam Paul says you have to get out more, sir.
Apparently I do. I mean, I like a classic charcuterie board. I said, why don't you just bring one of those? She was like, well, that'd be boring. Okay. There's nothing wrong with prosciutto and some brie and some honey. I mean, come on.
Wrong with that.
Somebody has to do the classic one. If you had to bring a charcuterie, you could bring, let me ask you this. You're bringing a Frank Marchese inspired charcuterie board. What is on it? Your favorite things. It could be anything. It could be dessert. It could be breakfast. It could be whatever.
Oh no! If we're doing a charcuterie board, it's going to be like it's going to be like meat and cheese and stuff. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be
boar's head. What are we doing here?
Oh, of course, it's boar's head. Come on now.
Give me the
honey
Frank
ham.
Marchese
Relax,
charcuterie board.
calm it down. Relax there,
sticks.
sir.
Mott sticks.
No, those are on my own.
No,
That's my personal charcuterie board. Is every type of mozzarella stick. No one else can touch those. The one that everyone else can have, though, like deli ham, like honey ham, roasted turkey breasts, ever roast chicken. Get all different kinds of cheeses in there. Bringing the icebreakers board. There it is.
Icebreakers on the board. Hey, the Frank Marchese charcuterie board.
Yeah.
You got to put Mott sticks on there.
No.
Yes.
Because
that'd be Frank Marchese.
Because that would insinuate that other people can have them and they are not allowed.
I like Travis Gundy's version of your charcuterie
White
board.
Castle burgers.
White Castle.
Yeah, there he goes. Gotcha.
You go to White Castle, you get a bunch of the burgers and stuff, put it on the charcuterie board. I saw a McDonald's one. I'm sure an In-N-Out one would slap.
I'm not waiting in line for an hour and a half to get a meh burger.
Okay, here we go. Well, what about
I'll go to
if you had to pick one fast food place to turn into a charcuterie board, what would it be? Oh, got him.
That's a tough one.
Hey, you know what? We should talk to Eddie at Craft Taco about a Craft Taco charcuterie board.
There you go.
Now we're talking.
Well, I mean, we basically had that when he came here one
He
day.
definitely brought the Craft Taco charcuterie board. All right. Any fast food of your choice?
What's yours?
I think it's hard because, like,
no kidding, it's hard. That's why I'm passing the buck to you right now.
I feel like Taco Bell is the easiest one to do because I did see like a fries one, not like the grocery store in Arizona, aka the electronics store that just got torn down over here. But like they had all these different types of fries. Like if you got all the fries from all these places, but the problem with that is they're going to be soggy and gross.
You know what?
I was thinking Jack in the Box though, Manny.
Depends.
Jack in the Box.
It depends though, because some fries like that are good. Like I prefer the soggier fries now. I don't mind them.
You prefer soggy fries?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
That's a foul, dude.
Why is that a foul?
Soggy fries?
He draws the foul.
I mean, if they're warm, I'll take them. That's fine.
Like reheated fries.
Oh no,
I mean, think about that. You'd have to go to all these places to get all the fries, reheat them when you get there.
No, not reheated. Like if they've been sitting in the McDonald's rack for a couple minutes, that's fine. I'll take it. I'll take.
I think I'm torn between taco. Well, you know what? Whataburger would be the greatest. I mean, are you kidding me? You could do some honey butter chicken biscuits. You could do the patty melts. You could do the Hatch green chili burger. I mean, you could literally cut up all these different things. And they got chicken. I mean, hey, but we don't have that out here. So, you know what?
Uh-oh.
I got one. You're gonna like this. A Buc-ee's charcuterie board. Now we're cooking.
We got the
Buc-ee's charcuterie board. If we had Cookout, I'd go with Cookout. That's also another. They got so many different things. I'm still torn between Jack in the Box and Taco Bell.
For a charcuterie board, though, you want the variety.
Yeah,
like
and they all have to like kind of play off each other.
Yeah,
a little bit,
and so many of these places just have chicken and burgers.
See, Jack in the Box, you do like the egg rolls.
Yeah, you have the egg rolls, tacos. They have little churros,
jalapeno poppers,
jalapeno poppers.
That's right. They have, plus they have like the munchie meal stuff.
Yeah,
I'd kill for some loaded nuggets right now. So Jack in the Box goes, but here's the other thing, though.
Would you mind running the show for 15 minutes?
No. I cannot eat that today. Last thing I need. You know what I don't want to eat? I don't want to eat the team pregame meal. I definitely don't want to eat that. All right. But here's the one. All right. So to me, it's like you have to keep it as fresh as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like the things at Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, you can like reheat stuff. The burritos and then like you can kind of do it. The nacho you can't, but you couldn't do the nachos of any of the hard shell stuff. You couldn't do. You could probably do the Jack in the Box tacos though.
It really comes down to which fast food place are you closest to.
That's also true. Because
if you're trying to keep things fresh, like I enjoy going to Wendy's. The nearest Wendy's to me is about 10 minutes. I'm not going to pass a Burger King, a McDonald's, and a Taco Bell just to go to Wendy's.
It's true.
If I'm looking to keep everything warm and fresh. I would do it because I'm fat, but not to keep it warm and fresh for other people.
Do you think there's a reason why our show doesn't have an SD fat loss commercial? I mean,
no, no shot.
Yes, Taco Bell nuggets.
And that's another one. Taco Bell, I am mad at you for that. I'm mad at you for a different reason because you guys gave me a flat tire the other day, which, by the way, hold on. I went to the Taco Bell right here after the show, and I guess it was either something in their drive-thru or something in the parking lot that gave me a flat tire. So I'm sitting there eating my tacos, and I'm watching on my dash my left front tire pressure just go from like 30 to 20 to 15. I'm like,
that's not really good for self-esteem while eating Taco Bell in the car.
Listen, if you're eating Taco Bell in the car, you don't have much self-esteem to begin with.
Facts.
But I will find here's a Top Gear top tip for you. If you're going to get a flat tire in a random parking lot, get it in a parking lot with a tire repair shop in it. I went over to the Firestone right next door to it. Thank you very much to the manager, Eddie, as well as Sean and Gabriel, who hooked me up very, very quickly, I might add, with 2 new front tires because I knew I needed one and then the one that needed to be fixed. So thank you very much to Eddie, Sean, and Gabriel at the Firestone right here on at the corner of Murphy Canyon and Arrow. They were awesome.
Charcuterie boards. What's going on?
Huh?
My mom is weighed in.
Uh-oh.
She said it would just be a board, not a charcuterie board, because charcuterie implies meat and cheeses, right? So a Buc-ee's board would just be a dessert board or something. I don't know.
Well, no, it's the meat from the brisket. So there's your meat, and then I'm sure there's melted cheese in there somewhere.
They have like a combo burrito you can put on there. I'm telling you, they got a lot of stuff you can put on there. Charcuterie board.
A Panera bread board. What are we, healthy?
I wouldn't really consider Panera like super healthy. It's a lot of bread though.
Healthier.
I mean, well, I would say it's probably a better choice than getting Taco Bell. So anyway, this girls' staycation thing they're doing, they're each bringing a charcuterie board. There's like 6 to 8 of them. I also responded, you guys going to eat all that stuff? Or like, oh, there'll be leftovers of the weekend. I'm like, oh my God. Eating everything on boards, I guess. The Google sheet is what sparked this entire conversation. All right, I think I'm going to go with the, did you officially pick one? A fast food version of a charcuterie board? Oh, Arby's would be pretty money. That would really scare some people. Some potato cakes or whatever they're called.
You know what? I think Jack in the Box, I think, is the safest play because if you're going for variety, it's Jack in the Box is the play.
I'll go with Taco Bell just to keep it face. Now I'm starving, which is great.
And I can't eat.
Yeah, exactly. We will have for you when we come back. We need a contestant for the Midday Sports Standoff. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Dexter wants to weigh in. We'll get to him when we come back as well. Plus, get you a quick high school football preview. All the games in action tonight around the county when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. It is the lunchtime hour, so hopefully you guys are all going to get food now because I think I made everybody in the chat hungry. We'll talk more about that when we come back. The YouTube chat is killing me today with the charcuterie board stuff. How about this? I just got sent a they did like a nacho thing. They put it's like a counter, like an island, in the kitchen, and they put all sorts of chips around the edge, like Doritos, Cool Ranch Doritos, regular Doritos, like all types of tortilla chips, and then in the middle they had like all these dips and stuff like that. Doused it in cheese, doused it in ground taco beef. I'm like,
let's go.
There's some crazy stuff on Instagram, dude. Crazy stuff on Instagram.
Hand it over.
All right, a couple of things we got to get taken care of. We need a contestant for the Midday Sports Standoff, which we have, and we'll get to in a second. And if our contestant can take me down in sports trivia, he will win, or she, 2 tickets to the Head and the Heart at Gallagher Square on September 29th. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. If they cannot, tickets will be up for grabs in the 1 o'clock hour. We're going to talk some high school football in a second, but we do want to get to Dexter in Spring Valley, who joins the show. Dexter, what's going on, man?
Hey, fellas, how's it going? Okay, so this is the first time I'm going to call in without a sports take. You guys are talking about these boards, the charcuterie boards?
Charcuterie boards, yeah.
Okay, I have 2 suggestions. One that's mainstream, fast food.
All right.
And one that is, I don't know if you'd call it fast food, but it's a franchise kind of situation. Mainstream, because I guess the description is supposed to be meat and cheese, would be Arby's.
There you go.
Okay, because there's meat and cheese.
There's a lot of meat and cheese, for sure.
Yeah, and but the one that's off the beaten path, L&L Hawaiian Barbecue, baby.
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah, L&L is a good call.
That's a good call, Dexter. Appreciate the phone call. Some chicken katsu, some mac salad, hey. We're on to something.
Well, then
Mona Lisa's board would be also great. We talked about that in the break.
Yes. But then you also get into like the sushi boards, the Chinese food boards.
Sushi board would be legit. Yeah, Johnny, anti-Arby's, dude. Go have a potato cake, big dog. Those are money. Beef and ched on a Friday? Are you kidding me? Anybody mind? Mona Lisa's charcuterie board with all their deli sandwich. I mean, but that's kind of like a regular one because they have all the cheeses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa's charcuterie board is on court 14 against Frank's Natural Casing. I love the OTL team name bit that we do. It's great.
You guys in the chat, if you guys get an OTL name idea from something we say, just
please throw it
in the chat, please.
Please throw it in there. All right. We do got to get to some high school football stuff. We don't have too much time right now, but I do want to get to the Midday Sports Standoff. So let's get to it.
Welcome to Midday Sports Standoff on the Braden Surprenant Show.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
The ultimate head-to-head battle where sports knowledge and quick thinking collide.
It's no good. Are you kidding me, Mr.
Contestants will go toe-to-toe with Braden in a sports trivia deal where every correct answer brings them closer to victory.
Down the sideline! Wow! Unbelievable!
But 3 strikes and it's game over.
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
Can you outsmart Braden? The Midday Sports Standoff starts now.
All right, Frank, who we got playing today?
We have John from Lakeside. No, San Marcos. No, wherever it doesn't matter.
I was dying, dude. He called in.
John, how are you doing today, bud?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well as well. What was the first he said? El Cajon, Lakeside. I really don't want to be considered from El Cajon, apparently. But anyway, John, if you can take me down some sports trivia, you will win 2 tickets to the Head and the Heart at Gallagher Square on September 29th. Tickets on sale now. It's Ticketmaster.com. If John fails to do so, it will be up for grabs in the 1 o'clock hour for the 5th caller. Let's get to today's contest.
And as said yesterday, I gave you all a hint. It was going to be NFL related, but I didn't tell you in which way it would be NFL related. Top 10. So there is a chance to tie here. Top 10 states that house the most NFL players. So where do most NFL players currently live? Your top 10 states. So John, you have the first crack.
Let's go California.
California is number 10 on the list.
Hang on a second. Where they currently live?
Yes.
Oh, not where they're from.
No.
Texas.
Texas is number 9 on the list. John.
I think I know number 1.
Let's go New York right now until I can think of something else.
New York is not on the list.
I'm sorry. The question today is diabolical because you decided to ask the guy that was on the fence of where he was calling from a geographic question. This might get rough. I'm going to go with Florida. I mean, I'm going with a bunch of states that have no state income tax.
Florida is number 7 on the list.
That's not one either. This guy's living.
John.
All right. No state income tax. How about, you just said Florida. No, okay. Forget that, but Texas.
I already said Texas. Let's try it again.
Florida then.
I just already said Florida too.
Holy moly.
El Cajon. Lakeside.
Florida.
You just said Florida.
Let's try again. Let's everybody take a deep breath. All right, John. We've said Florida. We have said Texas. We have said California.
I'm going to pay attention.
All right.
Georgia.
That's a good guess.
Georgia is number 5 on the list.
This is ridiculous. Where are these people living? Okay. Well, now I'm thinking of big cities and stuff too. I'm still going to stick to the South a little bit. Tennessee.
Tennessee is not on the list. John?
Alabama.
Oh, bummer is number 6 on the list.
What NFL player with the money they have decides to live in Alabama?
Cost of housing, cost of living.
Oh my God, it's Alabama, dude. Those guys can afford to live anywhere they want. Alabama? What? And they don't pick Tennessee?
Trav Gundy, believe it or not, Las Vegas is not a state.
Bummer, dude. Illinois.
Illinois is number 3 on the list.
They probably live in Chicago.
John, you guys are tied 3-3. Each have a strike.
Michigan?
Michigan is not on the list. Good guess, though.
Go Aztecs is comments. So funny. Well, I'll go to the Vegas thing. Nevada.
2 strikes for both of you.
I'm going to go back to the South. How about Louisiana?
There's no way. What?
Louisiana is number 8 on the list. Braden, if you get this wrong here,
I'm
you're
between
out.
2 states here that I'm thinking about. Oh, Arizona. Really? That's such an easy place to live.
John, congratulations. Hang on the line. You will get the answer here.
The other one I was going to pick was North Carolina.
North Carolina is number 4 on the list.
And I was also going to pick Ohio.
Ohio's number 2.
Where do these people live?
You're watching it right now on television.
Pennsylvania?
Yes, Pennsylvania is number 1.
You're telling me most of the 53-man rosters in the National Football League live in Pennsylvania?
Yes, sir. Apparently.
Only 10. The California thing being low is okay. Costs a lot of money. I can't believe that Pennsylvania is number. Oh, you know why? Because they have 2 teams, maybe.
Yeah.
But New York wasn't on there, which is crazy. Is New Jersey on there?
No, New Jersey was not in the top 10. No, we went through the top 10 already. Got all the top 10 answers now.
All right, recap it.
Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, California.
These guys make so much money to live in places like Alabama. I just like, what? There's other cheap places to live. Why would anybody live in Alabama? I don't get it. That makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense.
Ask Skylar, I guess.
No, she doesn't live there.
Did she not? Did she not?
She
live
went
there
to
for,
school
yeah,
there. But
well, that means she lived there for a while.
And then you know what she did? She came right back.
That means she lived there for a while.
She went there and came right back. Because she's like, I am not living in Alabama. Come on now. There are so many other cheap places to live than Alabama.
Listen, man.
Was Louisiana? You said Louisiana was on there?
Louisiana was number 8.
That's another place. Like
New Orleans.
Have you been to New Orleans?
No. Do I plan on going to New Orleans? No.
No. I don't know why anybody would want to live in New Orleans.
Listen, I don't get it. We are not debating the tastes of the current crop of NFL players. We are just asking, where do they live?
I can't believe the amount of people live in Pennsylvania.
It's a big state.
They choose to live in Philadelphia? Nobody chooses to live in Philadelphia. Have you ever met somebody from Philly?
Yes.
They're like trapped.
Yes.
They don't actually want to be there.
I know.
They're stuck there.
Anyone who goes wants to leave as fast as humanly possible. Trust me.
I can't believe Florida was not number 1.
Listen, dude.
No state income tax. It's like that's literally where all these other athletes live. All the golfers live in Florida. All the baseball players live in Arizona. What is football doing? What is football doing?
They're different.
What is football? What are football players doing? Nobody in Philly actually wants to be in Philly. I think that's fair to say.
But then again, Philadelphia is also not the state. It's Pennsylvania.
I know. So where in Pennsylvania? What do they live in? Susquehanna?
Pittsburgh is also a place.
Pittsburgh's nice, I guess. The population of that town's not very big, but I guess apparently half of the NFL lives there.
You ever been to Allentown?
No.
Well, good.
Have you been to Allentown?
I have, actually, yes.
You going to move there?
Billy Joel wrote a song about Allentown.
There we go.
Well, he did.
You going to move there?
No.
No, you're not.
I'm a New Yorker, not a Pennsylvanian.
Is that what they're called?
I'm sure something like that.
Out of all those states that has been laid out, you have to admit a lot of those don't make any sense.
No, I'm not saying they do. I would not have guessed most of those, but that's where they are.
I can't believe the Alabama one's killing me. The fact that people choose to live in Alabama when they have the resources to live in other places that are cheap and probably can afford to live in a lot of places that are very nice doesn't make sense. You know what else wasn't on there? To go back, I'm going to reopen a wound. Indiana. Nobody said Indiana.
Yeah, it's another one.
Indiana. We talked about that a month, 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing to do in Indiana. Some guy was so incensed about it. So incensed about the Indiana slander we had on our show.
Oops.
Yeah, our bad, dude. Sorry, Indianapolis it's great in November.
It's also great in May. Right when the race is there.
That's probably the only time it's great then.
100,000 people descend on Speedway, Indiana.
You're such a racing nerd.
Yes, I am.
North Carolina. I mean, that's where all the NASCAR people live.
Yep.
I mean, it's amazing. Like all of those states make sense for why people live there that are athletes.
It's also where the Panthers live too. And Sunrise, Florida.
Right. I mean, a lot of the people that are like the guys are from some of those states, but those states weren't high on the list. Where did you get that information?
I cannot reveal my sources because then you guys will figure it out too, and then there goes my whole bit.
Where do the players of the Chiefs live? Missouri or Kansas?
Kansas.
Oh no,
I'm sure of it.
NFL whip
confident I
arounds
was right
when we come back.
Hey, it's Gravy here, and you know many things about daily life annoys me. I finally found an outlet for all that annoyance. It's called The Daily Gripe, and I do it during the Scravy Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on 97.3 The Fan.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At SDFatLoss.com, We know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely with no drugs or injections, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, or exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can lose weight quickly and keep the weight off for good with an easy-to-follow maintenance plan that includes ongoing personal support. And our program costs half as much and works up to twice as fast than most other programs. Go to sdfatloss.com to schedule your free consultation now.
Hey, it's Ben from Ben & Woods. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days with sdfatloss.com and have now kept every pound off for 2 full years. Take advantage of the summer special. Get $200 off a weight loss program that really works.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation now at sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Play your best at Singing Hills Golf Club. Immerse yourself with 3 newly renovated courses featuring pristine views of the beautiful Dehesa Valley. End your round at Red Tail Bar and Grill featuring an extensive menu of great bites and refreshing drinks. Don't forget to get your Singing Hills card today. Cardholders can enjoy discounted tee times, dining options, and more. For more information and to book your tee time, visit singinghillsgolfclub.com.
When San Diego takes the field, the Padres lead with power, grit, and heart. And off the field, Singleton Schreiber brings that same fight to injured San Diegans. As the official personal injury law firm of the San Diego Padres, Singleton Schreiber is proud to represent our hometown. We live here, we work here, and when you're injured, we go to bat for you. Whether it's a car crash, a worksite injury, or serious harm caused by someone else's negligence, Singleton Schreiber is the hometown team that knows how to win. We don't just talk tough, we deliver. If you've been hurt, don't wait. Call 877-600-6000 today. That's 877-600-6000. The call is free, so is the consultation. Singleton Schreiber, San Diego's own, the official injury law firm of the Padres. When you need someone in your corner, call 877-600-6000.
Brett Schreiber is responsible for this ad. 591 Camino de la Reina, San Diego, California.
Okay, so listen, fall is coming, which means this is the
This hour 97 to the fans brought to you by Islands Restaurants. Islands Restaurants, summer refreshment, paradise ambiance, and the best burgers in town, like the Big Wave with cheese and fresh cut fries. $10 now for a limited time only. Visit one of our Islands Restaurants throughout Southern California today. Dine in only. I mentioned from some friends, it sounds like they have a good happy hour.
Good enough for a charcuterie board?
An Islands charcuterie board. What'd you put on there? Like cheese fries and a Big Wave burger?
That just sounds like a Big Wave burger meal.
Yeah, it does. I mean, a lot of these things with the boards have been kind of like that, so not surprising. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show. We are live and local each and every day from 10 to 2. If you haven't done so already, follow us on social media at B_SURP, at BSURP. You can also follow Frank Marchese at FMARKZ324 on social media as well. If you like our show and you're watching on YouTube, give us a like on the video. It's great. It helps us out. Hit that thumbs up down there as you watch. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to 97 Through the Fan. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And if you look at the description below, because I know you guys are watching on your phone, there's a description below. Go ahead, look at it. The first link, youtube.com/@B_SURP, at BSURP. That is my YouTube page. Hit subscribe there. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're north of 500 now, which is great. We're going to start adding some things to it in the next couple of weeks or so. Hit subscribe. It helps us out. So you haven't done that already, follow us on social media at B_SURP. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, X, wherever you find whatever social media account or social media platform you have. If I exist there, that is my account. B_SURP. You can follow the fan at 97 Through the Fan on social media. 97 Through the Fan has D on X. And be sure to follow our show on X as well at B_SURP show. That's where you can find us. All of our shows are in podcast form. Frank has done a great job of uploading all of our shows in our hours almost immediately after they happen. So if you listen to Spotify, or if you listen to Apple Music, or if you listen to the Odyssey app, or wherever you get your podcasts, you can find our show there. We are everywhere. Like it, favorite, subscribe to it. It helps us out. We really appreciate you. Appreciate all of you guys making our day a part of yours. We do want to talk some high school football. We're going to do that when we come back, as I've teased that for the last hour and a half. But it is time for some NFL music in the background. And it is time. Do we even have that?
I don't know.
I used to have that.
Do we? Do we have NFL music?
I don't know if I have it with like not an open at the beginning. I don't know if there's there should be a generic one on there. It's time for the NFL Whip Around. We're going to do each and every Friday and Monday, previewing the NFL on Fridays, recap of the NFL on Mondays. Frank joins me for this. He's going to be stressed out because I'm taking away from work that he's supposed to be doing. But it's going to be fun. We can't wait. Let's talk about last night's game. Cowboys, Eagles. Cowboys didn't look like they're on the same page last night. CeeDee Lamb had an awful game. He was just... Dak Prescott played well. Cowboys defense did okay. They made the stops late in the game when they needed to. Both teams scored on all of their possessions in the first half. Lightning delay happened, and nobody scored. Fun game in Philly to kick off the NFL weekend. Do you have any takeaways from last night's game, Francis?
They should not have bothered playing anything after the lightning delay since nothing of note happened, as well as the ridiculousness of Jalen Carter getting ejected before the first snap of the game. Good job, you idiot.
Jalen Carter on that thing. All right, moving on. Have you seen those memes?
Yes.
Somebody brought back the Hawk Tua girl because of Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott. And some of those are really funny.
Yes.
A lot of those I will not repeat on the air. If you want to see it, go check it out on Twitter. All right, that was last night's game.
We will not be sharing them on the show account either, so you're going to have to find them.
Yeah, the defending champions start 1-0, which we all thought was going to happen. Did I not say it? I thought the Eagles would win, but they would not cover. They did not cover. That spread went up to 9 points last night against Dallas. And thank the Lord, because that was one of the survivor picks. And I thought for sure if Mike Surprenant picked as a survivor, almost guaranteed loss for Philly, it was damn near close. We have a game tonight. will not be on the air, will not be on our radio waves because we got Padres baseball. But coming up tonight, Kansas City and the Chargers in Brazil. It's on YouTube.
Sao Paulo, Brazil.
It's on YouTube. It's not on YouTube TV. It's on YouTube. So it's free for anybody on YouTube. Kansas City's favored by 3.5. Who do you like?
Well, with the Chiefs.
I'll take the Chiefs. Where do they play? Brazil, apparently. Yep. They play in Brazil.
Yep, the Brazil Chiefs.
Buy or sell. Chiefs rookie left tackle Josh Simmons will record a 92% pass block win rate in his NFL debut, solidly above the 89% average for a tackle. I will buy that. You want to know why? Because the Chargers D-line is not that great. There you go.
Sure, I guess.
Buy or sell, Frank?
Buy.
All right.
Sure, because I'll be looking at those numbers all night long.
You got the next game Sunday at 10 in the morning.
Yep, Sunday, 10 o'clock. The New York Giants taking on the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are a 6.5-point favorite. Braden, who you got?
I got Washington in this one at home. I think they're about to have a big year. I like the Commanders competing for a division in the NFC East.
I agree as well. Washington
They
is going
cover?
to take it. Yes.
Buy or sell, Frank?
Buy or sell. Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton will receive a 40-plus yard reception in a losing effort.
Buy. I'll buy it.
I'm going to sell it.
Which part?
I'm going to sell the 40-yard reception.
But you're buying that they lose.
Oh, yeah. Got you. They're gonna lose.
Cincinnati at Cleveland. Bengals favored by 5.5, Frank.
I'm going to take the Bengals. I think the Bengals I think they're fine. I think they will be fine against Cleveland. I think they'll get the job done.
This has a trap game written all over it.
It
Cincinnati.
does.
This is I like Cincinnati over Cleveland. I like Cincinnati minus 5.5. I don't like them if you're doing a survivor pick. I do not like them whatsoever. I don't want to touch that game with a 10-foot pole between the Bengals and the Browns. I like Cincinnati though. Buy or sell. Chase Brown will record multiple touchdowns. I'm selling it. I think he gets one.
Yeah, I'm going to sell it as well. Tampa Bay Buccaneers favored by 1.5 over the Atlanta Falcons. Who do you got?
I got Michael Penix Jr. and the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta Fighting Adam Kluges at home. They start 1-0.
I got the Falcons as well.
What a kiss ass you are. All right, moving on to the bold prediction.
Wow, really? You're going to give me that
Taking the
one.
boss's team. Nice, dude. Nice. Real
What
classy
did you
of
just do?
Well, I said I'd take Michael Penix Jr.
What?
Moving on. What's
Bro,
the buy or sell?
You've broken me here.
I did it because it's very hard to pronounce. Egbuka will record at least 6 receptions in his NFL debut.
English are hard. What do you think? Buy or sell?
I will buy that. I think he has a big day.
I will as well. Rookie to rookie, I'll take it.
Miami Dolphins at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts by 1.5 with Danny Dimes at quarterback. I will take Miami on the road. I will take Chris Ello's Dolphins. Look, I'm just pleasing everybody today.
You know what? I'm gonna please Blue. I think Blue's got it. Blue's gonna take it. We're gonna have an upset. Tua Tagovailoa might end up finishing the game. I don't know.
These are our calls.
Don't.
Daniel Jones will rush for 40 yards plus. No, he will not. I can't remember. In the college and the NFL is different. Do they count the sacks count against your passing yards in the NFL, right?
I think no. I think they count
in
against
college.
your
It's
rushing,
rushing. In the NFL, it's passing. It's one of the two. They're not the same. And it's different. I
must
think
be rushing.
I think it's rushing in college. And I think it's passing in the NFL.
He's not rushing for 40 yards.
He's
It doesn't
not.
matter.
Even if he's running for his life, he's not going to be doing that. I will sell.
Pittsburgh Steelers are 2.5-point favorites with Aaron Rodgers going to MetLife Stadium to take on his former New York Jetropolitans. Braden, who
What
do you
could
got?
possibly go wrong?
That
Turf? The field turf, maybe?
Yeah.
I got Pittsburgh.
I have the Steelers as well. These two teams will combine for 44 of your combined passing attempts. Buy or sell?
Sell it.
I agree with that as well.
Jets are starting Fields, right?
Yes.
So you got the two former quarterbacks going against each other.
Yep. And I believe they have the Jets have a big player. I forget who starting on the IL. Going is doubtful for the game today. So.
Las Vegas Raiders are going to New England to take on the Patriots, who are favored by 2.5, Frank.
I'm going to take the Raiders, I think. I'm going to go with Vegas.
I got the Patriots. Improved offensive line. Drake May, sophomore year. Think he's going to have a good year. They got a weapon for him in Stephon Diggs. I think they're drastically improved. I like Mike Vrabel. I think it starts with a victory over the Raiders, and I think they cover. Edge rusher Malcolm Konis will record a sack for the Raiders. Sure.
I'll buy that as well.
Sure.
Arizona, 6.5-point favorites at the Saints of Nolans. Who you got?
I will take Arizona minus 6.5. That's a big spread on the road, but I think New Orleans is not going to have a good year. I don't think Kellen Moore being their head coach is a good hire either. Spencer Rattler is starting at quarterback. I'll take Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals.
I'm taking Arizona as well. Buy or sell. Saints quarterback Spencer Rattler will throw multiple interceptions.
Buy it. He stinks.
Yes, I agree.
Carolina Panthers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags are favored by 3.5.
I'm going to go Jacksonville on this one.
I'll take Jacksonville too until I've seen Carolina. Carolina's got a lot of young players. How about this? A modern-day Monarch throwing to a Trinity League Tetor McMillan who went to Servite. There you go. Buy or sell. Travis Hunter will not allow a reception as the nearest defender to McMillan. Selling that. If he's playing both ways, I'm definitely selling that.
Yeah, I'm going to sell that as well.
On the Sunday at 1 o'clock, Frank.
San Francisco 49ers, 2.5-point favorites against the Seattle Seahawks.
Do I continue the picking of all of the 97.3 fans of teams? Yes, I will take the Niners minus 2.5. I think the Niners are better than Seattle. Even as assembled, even with no receivers, I will still take San Francisco, even though Christian McCaffrey is hurt again.
Yeah. Death, taxes, and Christian McCaffrey being on the injury report.
Is it a same calf injury?
Yes, I believe so.
Fun. I'll still take San Francisco, though.
Scraby, love you, buddy. We're going with San Francisco. Seahawks running back Zach Charbonnet. We'll go with that.
Charbonnet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Charbonnet. That's
Gesundheit.
Okay. And Kenneth Walker III will combine for 150 plus rushing yards.
I'll buy it.
I'm going to sell it.
I'll buy it. They're going to be a two-headed monster this year. I'll buy it.
It's your pick.
Huh?
It's your pick. You read it now.
Titans at Broncos. Broncos by 8.5. I really like Denver as a survivor pick. I don't know if 8.5 is a lot. It's a big spread in the NFL. Anything more than like a touchdown in the NFL and the spread's very high. But I will take the Broncos minus 8.5.
If it was in Tennessee, I would take the Titans on the spread. I'm going to take the Broncos, though, because it's at Mile High.
Broncos Pat Surtain II will record an interception. Yes. I'm buying that.
I'm going to sell. Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are favored by 1.5 over the reigning defending division champions.
I got Detroit on the road.
Same. Got the Lions. Lions cornerback DJ Reed will allow 30 or fewer yards as the nearest defender per NFL Next Gen stats. So we can't even look at stats now. We're just going to look at the next
gen stats. That's next to what is it? Yeah. Sure. Why not? Nearest defender to who exactly?
It just says nearest defender.
I didn't mention who they were talking about. Houston Texans at the LA Rams. Rams by 3.5 at SoFi.
I'm going to take the Rams.
I like the Rams too. I think they got a lot of weapons, obviously with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams now. Everybody's healthy. I like the Rams.
Speaking of Puka Nacua,
he will record 100 yards plus receiving yards. I have him in fantasy, so I say yes.
I have him in fantasy, so I say he better.
He better. Yeah, I will buy that. And then the Sunday night game, Frank. I got the buy or sell for you. So
Baltimore Ravens favored by 1.5 over the Buffalo Bills. In Buffalo, I'm taking the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah.
I don't think the Hard Knocks curse is going to get him. I think Buffalo's better than Baltimore. Buy or sell, Mark Andrews gets a touchdown pass.
Reception. I'd take that. I'll buy it.
I think he catches the touchdown pass too. I buy it. Given how much lower the stakes are, it won't quite erase his drop 2-point conversion in the divisional round against Buffalo, but maybe it'll bounce back.
Well, you know.
That is our NFL Whip Around. We're going to do that each and every Friday at 1 o'clock. We will also do it on Mondays at 1 o'clock. Built in. Those are all our picks. Those are all our bold predictions.
There you go.
I've angered the Chargers fans on the D-line. It's hilarious. And here's the thing. Now I got my guy Mike Cowles texting me about, he's a big Seahawks guy. He was like, okay, you so confident in the Niners, you're going to bet lunch on it? I don't need to make a bet with you. I'm not a Niners guy. I still think the Niners are better than the Seahawks, but no, I'm not making any bets on this.
Listen, I make picks. I don't make bets.
That's right.
Like, and by the way, for your friend who is listening, clearly.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466 for a full list of games and rules.
There you go.
The guy, he racks it up in poker, man. Our guy Big Mike's a big poker guy. He's taking a lot of people's lunch money. Let me tell you that. I don't want to do the poker with Mike.
You don't want to do the poker.
I don't want to do.
We're not doing the poker.
That's right.
Got it.
Are you next up to take Johnny on and Twister though?
No.
No. Well, he's the reigning champ. Frank.
That's cool.
He's called you out in the chat.
That's cool.
I don't. World champion Twister player Johnny.
That's cool. Good on you.
Doesn't want the challenge. High school football, big weekends this weekend. We'll talk about it when we come back. Not over yet. When we come back, we will have Drake Hills on the show to get you a soccer preview for the weekend. Just did our NFL whip around. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
That was good.
Let's talk some high school football, all right?
Let's do it.
All right. You're going to the Olympian game tonight.
I will be, yes.
It's at Eastlake.
Yes, it is.
Should be a good contest. John Maffey's got Eastlake beating Olympian 27-23 in his predictions. You can read that in the newspaper today.
John Maffey is wrong.
Only on this, though.
Yes. On that one particular game, yes.
Here are the big games in town. Best game in town so far, San Marcos at Poway today at 7:15. North County games start a little bit later than the other ones. San Marcos bounced back from a 5-turnover loss to Mount McGill with a 45-14 win over Tesoro out of the Rancho Santa Margarita area. Crete McKinley had 297 yards passing, 5 touchdowns in 2 games. Zamar Reese had 342 total yards and 5 scores. Ezekiel McIntyre, 5 catches, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns. They're going against the Poway team that's 2-0. Behind quarterback Noah Schubach and running back Luke Jorgensen. Poway has outscored Scripps Ranch Ramona 89-21 in the first 2 weeks. Should be a good contest tonight. I like the Poway Titans a little bit. To me, this is the big tester for Poway because Scripps Ranch, even though they're 1-1, they had to bounce back against Warren last week. They're okay. And Ramona, I think Poway is just better than Ramona. I think this is the big first tester for the Poway Titans taking on San Marcos team that, went wire to wire with Mount McGill and then bounced back last week. A team that was preseason top 10. Poway is now into the top 10 in the media poll in town after the 2-0 start. If Poway wins this game, they might be for real. I like San Marcos in this game, though. Any comments, questions, concerns?
No, I'm trying to catch up.
That's right, because I held you for the NFL whip
Yes.
around. Moving on to Escondido at Sweetwater. Interesting game tonight down in the South Bay. Escondido 1-1, Sweetwater 1-1. My screen keeps going black every time I move the mouse, which is just so frustrating. Anyway, I digress on that. Bowen Cannon threw for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns, ran for a pair of scores last week as Escondido beat Classical Academy. J.J. Bajara had 17 carries for 171 yards. Gabriel Garcia, 55-yard touchdown run. After an opening week shutout of Morse, Sweetwater fell to RBV last week. Jonathan Figueroa leads the Red Devils, throwing for 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. Abdulkadir Osman has 10 catches for 231 yards, and Zane Willis has rushed for 104 yards on 31 carries. Escondido and Sweetwater. I like Escondido in this one just like John Maffey does. John Maffey's got him 31-27 over the Sweetwater Red Devils. Army-Navy Academy at Valhalla this weekend. Army-Navy's 2-0, off to a good start. They've outscored their first 2 opponents by a score of 98-28. Judah Bogard has thrown for 228 yards and 4 touchdowns. Vincent Leatherman has 199 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. Landon Strom, 163 yards of total offense and 3 scores. Sweetwater scored 51 in the opening week against San Jacinto Valley, but fell to Mira Mesa last week. Valhalla did. Jackson Newman is the leader with 83 passing yards and 196 yards rushing. I like Army-Navy over Valhalla out in the East County. Central Union coming out to Mount Carmel, who's 2-0. Both schools are 2-0. Central Union has outscored Harappa Hills and Palm Desert 79-28 in the first 2 weeks. Desert School, there's always one out there that goes to the top, and we'll see if it's going to be Central. It'll be a nice little tester for them coming out to Penasquitos to take out Mount Carmel. Luis Jimenez and Alec Hernandez have thrown for 481 yards, and with 371 of those yards going to Emiliano Morales, Joshua Garcia, and CJ Acosta. Mount Carmel scored a come-from-behind win over La Jolla Country Day last week. Oh, it's so hard pronouncing their quarterback's name. Paul Rudy just could not do it. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. English are hard.
Trevor Tompin. His dad's a coach, too. I should know his name. Tomapo has thrown for 569 yards in 2 games. I'm going to have to get that from... I'm going to need their head coach to tell. Drew Westling needs to tell me how to pronounce this name. Maybe I'll see him at Pitchers tonight. and get the correct pronunciation of their quarterback's name. He's thrown for 569 yards in 2 games. Atticus Enrique has 18 catches. Connor Gibbon, 196 yards in the air, receiving. Nate Donahoe has got 169 yards rushing on 28 carries. John Maffey likes Central Union over Mount Carmel. I think Mount Carmel beats Central Union. Big one in the North County, Carlsbad at El Camino. Carlsbad's off to a really good start at 2-0. They blew out Oceanside last week. I mean, they blew them out. They got an interesting game in El Camino. Like, El Camino started off the season 1-0 after beating Helix. El Camino took a tough one last week. To Chino Hills, they fell 35-3. I like Carlsbad in this game, and I'm looking at the way Carlsbad's schedule lays out. Carlsbad, before they run into Mission Hills and La Costa Canyon, I mean, they have a really good opportunity to run the table in the North County. I think they're the 3rd best team in the North County. I don't think they're better than La Costa Canyon, and I don't think they're better than Mission Hills, but I think they're the 3rd best team in North County. I think they beat up on El Camino tonight. Eli McNeil, the son of Thad McNeil, who's the head coach at Carlsbad, is the starting quarterback. He has thrown for 377 yards and 5 touchdowns in the first 2 games of the season. Travis Jeffrey has 5 catches for 228. Ethan Meyerhoff has 7 catches for 129. Ian Walls, 13 carries for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. As for El Camino, as mentioned before, they opened the season with a 31-21 win over Helix, but fell to Chino Hills last week, 35-3. Ranked 66th in the state. So it's a tough matchup. Gavin Wasserman leads El Camino with 220 yards passing and 89 yards rushing on the ground. I like Carlsbad to win soundly over El Camino. Steel Canyon at Moore. Steel Canyon's 2-0 to start the year. They have wins over Ramona and Madison. They've looked really good behind Gavin Caja and running back Abel Lopez, wide receiver Malcolm Ballard. I think they rout Morse tonight. Morse has been off to a rough start, but they are 1-1 after a bounce-back win over Orange Glen last week. Olympian at Eastlake. We talked about this game earlier. Frank Marchese will be at that game as a proud Olympian Eagle. Off to their best start since 2016, if you exclude the COVID-19 spring season, and they have outscored their first 2 opponents 85-7. Eastlake will be a good contest for Olympian. They play on the road. I'm gonna go with Frank Marchese's Olympian Eagles. You got to bring it home, buddy. Get us a win here. Eastlake bounced back last week with they got a win in week 1 against Bonita, and then they got blanked by Irvine Beckham. It's tough when you play teams out of town.
21-0 both ways for Eastlake. 21-0 win and then a 21-0 loss.
Saints plays Helix, which like 5 years ago would be probably the best matchup of the year. Both teams are 0-2. Saints has losses to La Costa Canyon, who is one of the best teams in the county, and Del Norte. Tough game last week against Del Norte. They gave up a strip sack with I think under 2 minutes to go. And Del Norte scooped and scored to make it I think it was like a 19-13 game or 19-12 game or something like that. But it was 13-12. And St. Augustine had a chance to drive down and score. So just came up a little bit short to Del Norte. LCC is just a different animal for them. But they have losses to 2 good teams in the North County. Vincent Smith, the left-handed quarterback, is thrown for 217 yards for Saints. Pai Palomalu, who is the son of Troy Palomalu, has 147 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. As for Helix, they've lost to El Camino and Castile, who's ranked 17th in the state of Arizona. Lee Norman Lester, who missed all of last year with an injury, is back for the Highlanders this year at quarterback. He's got 258 yards passing. Jake Williams has 5 catches for 105 yards. I like Helix in this one. I think they win by double digits over St. Augustine. Got a good one in La Jolla. La Jolla Vikings at the La Jolla Country Day Tories. La Jolla lost to Torrey in the season opener, but beat Patrick Henry 52-14 last week. Carson Deal, who's committed to San Diego State, if I'm not mistaken, scored 5 touchdowns in that game with scores rushing, receiving on scores on rushing, receiving, and on kick returns and on defense. Got a great day against the Patriots. He has 285 yards passing, rushing, and receiving in 2 games. As for La Jolla Country Day, Jet Epstein or Astafin has thrown for 411 yards, while Keenan Ward has rushed for 242 yards and 5 touchdowns. Quentin Sezier and Hesh Hertz are the main receivers for La Jolla Country Day. I like the Vikings over the Tories. Last game we're going to talk about, Del Norte is at La Costa Canyon. I like LCC in this one. Even though Del Norte bounced back last week after the opening season loss to Point Loma opening season loss to Point Loma with the bounce back win over St. Augustine 1912. I like La Costa Canyon in this one. They routed Mount Miguel last weekend. I think they continue that again tonight. Those are some of the big games throughout San Diego. Other games for you in San Diego County that are worth paying attention to. Cathedral Catholic, school I coach at. We play Chandler from Arizona. They're the fourth best team in the state of Arizona. Mount Miguel's going up to LA to take on Loyola. That should be a good game tonight. Modern Day Catholic will go to Bishop O'Dowd, which is a good team from out of section. West Hills is at Mira Mesa, decent matchup. Otay Ranch at San Diego High. As mentioned before, Arborview coming here from Vegas to take on Lincoln. That should be a good one. Scripps Ranch Point Loma will be a good game. Madison drives out to Imperial this weekend. Oceanside plays Mission Hills. And Torrey Pines is at Rancho Bernardo. That's a pretty good game. In fact, I would even consider that to be probably the game of the week. Torrey Pines Falcons off to a 2-0 start. Rancho Bernardo also off to a 2-0 start at a thriller out in Imperial County last week against Brawley. Gage Weddle had the game-winning touchdown pass. RB Torrey is going to be a classic vintage RB Torrey game. I'm looking forward to seeing the results of that one on the Prep Pigskin Report later on tonight. That game will start at 7:15 at Rancho Bernardo. That should be a good one. I'm looking forward to that. I know we have a lot of RB parents in the YouTube chat on a daily basis. That should be a fun game over in Rancho Bernardo. Look up the schedule on maxpreps.com. You can go see it on the San Diego section page. Go out, check out some of your local high school football teams. There's a lot of great talent out there. We will have the recap for you on Monday. When we come back, Drake Hills will get everything you need to know about San Diego FC this weekend as part of our Soccer 101. And we will also get you a little bit of Padres and Rockies talk as we finish the show on a Friday. Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Final segment of the week on the Braden Surprenant Show. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. We are ready for our Soccer 101 with Drake Hills. Now, I don't know if Drake caught this last night, but I do want to mention, maybe we'll talk about you, and because you mentioned something, USD Soccer last night. How about that? What a comeback. USD fell down to California Baptist 2-0 in the first 10 minutes of the contest. And then scored 3 goals in the final 4 minutes of the game to knock down California Baptist. Good for the Toreros. Torero soccer, USD soccer has been phenomenal under Brian Quinn. Quinn's done a good job as the head coach of USD soccer. They're 13th in the country. They completed a miraculous 3-goal comeback victory last night. And again, all in the final 4 minutes. Final 5 minutes of the game. Final 4 minutes. They gave up 2 goals. They gave up 1 goal in the 7th minute. They gave another goal up in the 11th minute. They scored. Sammy Kanan scored in the 86th minute. Noah James scored in the 87th minute. And then Noah James scored again at 89:59 to win the game for the University of San Diego over California Baptist. Don't call us Cal Baptist. We like to be called California Baptist, so California Baptist is what I would call them. Anyway, let's get to our Soccer 101. Drake Hills, who is a contributing writer for Black Players for Change. He also does some things for ESPN.com, and the list is long for all of his soccer coverage. He joins us each and every Friday to talk about soccer in America's finest city. Drake, how about that for the Toreros last night, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, this might be the most important soccer we're going to see all week, a comeback like that. And we've got national team coming up, obviously, San Diego FC with a crazy win going into the Labor Day. But I think USD might take the cake if they're making a comeback. And one thing I did hear, although I did not watch the game, was that there may have been an SC top 10 moment in that last goal. So I'm going to have to watch it back, Braden, but it's good to know that soccer at all levels is living well in San Diego.
It is living well in San Diego. I mean, USD soccer has been on fire. They're nationally ranked in college soccer. At least the men's team is. The women's team is making a little bit of a bounce back. San Diego State, same kind of deal, having some good programs over there on the Mesa. We talk about San Diego FC all the time, and we're going to talk about the U.S. national team here in a little bit as well. But San Diego Wave FC is also doing very well this season.
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking about a team who obviously everyone is trying to play catch up with the KC Current. They are, without a doubt, the best team in the league. They literally have only lost once, but Wave are in there. Where they're sitting there right at third place, and any given weekend they could probably pass Washington Spirit up for second place and get a little closer. To Kansas City, and then obviously get ready for playoffs. That's what it's really all about. I think Waves fans, just like SDFC fans, we're ready for some playoff soccer. And it's kind of crazy saying that, Braden, given how you and we have documented both teams and covered both teams since March, April. But it's already September, and we're already looking at playoff pictures. So here we go.
And something that obviously at the beginning of the year, seeing the way that both squads came out of the gate, like, hey, are we going to be talking about this later in the summertime? We'll see. We'll see if they can make it through. And so far they have. Let's talk about San Diego FC for a second before we talk about the U.S. national team. We want to talk more about the sense of handful of games left mixed with a friendly against Club Tijuana. And we had Mike Yvaris on the show earlier this week, in fact, yesterday, about what's the mentality now that you have clinched a playoff spot. And it's time to, try to finish out the regular season. Obviously, winning the Supporters Shield would be a good feather in the cap for San Diego FC. But what do you think the approach needs to be for these last couple of weeks leading into October when it's time for playoff soccer?
Ultimately, it's rhythm. And I completely agree with Mike Yvaris when it comes to, there was a question at the end of, I believe it was the Portland game. You're going to rest players, now that you have clinched the playoff spot, or are you going to rotate your squad? That is absolutely what you do not want to do. We have seen plenty of times. San Diego is going to see Portland on the road at the end of the year. Portland, I will never forget, coming out of the pandemic, one of the best teams, if not the best team in the West record-wise. They basically have about 10 days off as they got a first-round bye. And they go up against a Colorado team and lose on Thanksgiving Day. And I think the rhythm of not only just, obviously it's a different playoff structure, and I understand that. But what I'm getting at here is it's more so about the rhythm of the players, making sure that you're staying in form. We get these guys are in incredible physical shape, but your touch has got to be there. Your tactic has got to be there. And just in the rhythm of winning games, playing games. And I think that's important to see this team through. And I don't think that they're going to have an issue mentally getting up for, after this international break. You've got Minnesota at home, and they are currently the second best team in the West behind you. And you've got to go to Atlanta. You have the Baja Cup, as you mentioned, Braden, against Cholos. But you've got a San Jose team that wants to make the playoffs. You have a Houston team that came into your place and was able to survive a 4-3 thriller at Snapdragon. And then, of course, as I mentioned, Portland. So these are not a whole lot of cupcake matchups for SDFC, but ultimately it comes down to rhythm, and I think it's going to be good for them going into late October as they get ready for playoffs, making sure that they're stepping up and playing their A game.
And a couple of important games coming up, obviously, for San Diego FC, trying to finish out the year here. They got on September 13th, it will be Minnesota, and then they got the friendly, as you mentioned before, the Baja Cup on 3 days after. Atlanta and San Jose, that finishes up the month of September. What is the most challenging game in the month of September for San Diego FC?
I think it's naturally not only just because of the opponent, but also when you're playing them. It's got to be the Minnesota game. I think that's going to set this team up for the rest of the month. Obviously, you've got guys who are Luca De La Torre. Obviously, is one of those guys who is obviously going to be a regular when it comes to the U.S. men's national team. But you want to have as many of your players together as possible, and that's, of course, not something that you're always going to get, even though it's great for the players to represent their country. But getting back into form, getting back into East County, getting on the training ground, making sure that you're ready, prepared to go up against a Minnesota team that I think defensively is probably one of the more similar teams to San Diego in the West. For every Chris McVay, there's a Michael Boxall. Michael's been an incredible veteran player, not only for Minnesota, but just a standout in MLS. He's been an all-star, a multi-time all-star, someone who I would see as a best 11 guy, as the 11 best players in MLS in any given season. I think he's having an incredible season this year. And they are only a couple of goals away from having the same goals allowed in terms of season totals. So I think that's got to be the game.
We're talking with Drake Hills, who is a contributing writer for Black Players for Change here on the Braden Surprenant Show. He joins us each and every Friday to give us a soccer 101. So local teams doing really well. We talked about USD. We talked about San Diego Wave FC. We've talked about San Diego FC. But U.S. men's national team is about to start up again. They got a friendly coming up on September 6th, which is tomorrow, 2:00 Pacific time against South Korea. And then 3 days later, on September 9th, they will take on Japan as they continue their international friendly part of the schedule. As you mentioned before, with a lot of international teams going into competition, missing players on the MLS teams, let's talk about Team USA for a little bit as they get ready for Korea.
Yeah, there's a couple of questions, and there always is, right? There always will be questions when it comes to the United States men's national soccer team. The biggest one, obviously, is Pulisic coming back into the team after he decided not to play this summer. Of course, there's the friendlies, but also there's Gold Cup. Listen, I think the relationship between him and the manager, Mauricio Pochettino, is something to be observed. But put that relationship aside, what Christian Pulisic are we going to get on the field, and how is he going to be the leader of this national team heading into these friendlies? I mean, if you think about it, yes, South Korea, they're no slouch. Japan is there as well, but you've got Ecuador and Australia in October. And if I'm thinking about what this team needs right now, this team needs an anchor, a consistency, and someone to have a response with a little bit of attitude, with a little bit of seniority, and ownership to drive this team closer to 2026. And as you get into the end of the year, the Christian Pulisic that we need to see is he going to be angry or is he going to be motivated? So I think that's one point. Serginho Dest, one of the most technically gifted players, I think, in this player pool for the U.S. men's national team. He's a fullback. He plays on the right side. This is a guy who has had time at Barcelona in his career. He is now back in the Netherlands. And I think that, for someone like Serginho Dest, who we've seen incredible moments from him at the World Cup level, at Nations League level, we've also seen him get sent off for losing his temper. And unfortunately, he suffered that ACL that he's returning from. And it seems that he's told the media that he's stronger than ever. Also, Josh Sargent, the guy who's been in England playing in second tier, a guy who really has stood out for Norwich City. What are we going to see from him? And I think lastly is, what can Matt Freese do? And honestly, with Matt Turner coming back to New England Revolution after being in England, what's the situation with the goalkeepers, those who are in camp or out of camp? So I think these two games are going to answer some of those questions, but ultimately it's going to be a lot more observation than it is analysis, I think, for this upcoming week.
Always great to talk soccer with you on a Friday, but you know what? Big college football fan too. Oregon Ducks off to a good start, 1-0 after beating Montana State. What do you feel about the 29.5-point spread the Ducks have at home against Oklahoma State?
Hey, I'm going to go the over if I'm looking at the news here, and Coach Mike Gundy. I don't know
he
why
upset
you tried
Dan
to poke
Lanning,
the bear
man.
Dan
He
Lanning.
upset him. He upset him.
Braden, listen. If for everyone listening, as I log off here, just look back to when Prime in Colorado came to Oregon, and let us know what it's like to poke the bear of Dan Lanning. I'll leave it at that.
Drake, I think thinks the Ducks are going to cover the 29.5 against Mike Gundy. But again, why poke the bear? Enjoy the college football weekend, Drake. We really appreciate your time. Look forward to talking about soccer next weekend.
Absolutely. I'll see you next week, Braden.
All right. See you, Drake. Drake joining us on the Braden Surprenant Show. Always a pleasure talking with Drake. We have a couple of minutes. We did not get to him yesterday, but he likes to call at the end of the show. Let's get to Martin and Santee. Martin, you're on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on?
Gentlemen, a great week. And I just want to say thank you for steadying the bus ride. So the Padres, it's a little downtime. That's all. And appreciate all that you brought. And for my nephew, Frank, I got to tell you, Frank, every time I go to New York, I don't see many Mets hats. You spoke to that yesterday. I still think it's a Yankees town. Maybe it's a fashion statement. I don't know. But I will tell you, walking the streets of Midtown, it's the NY. I'm sorry. So, but Braden, great stuff. Soccer, USD included, high school football, always a great diversity, brings it every week. And again, keeping us off the ledge. Go Pods, and you guys have a great weekend. And I love listening to you guys. So
I appreciate that, Martin, very much. It's a great way to end the week. A little phone call from Martin. Nate Taylor. Unk. Okay, Unk. So fun. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm looking forward to high school football tonight. I know a lot of people in the YouTube chat have kids playing in high school football. Hopefully everybody has a safe and fun weekend. Play safe, play hard. All the high school football players out there. We got Chandler tonight at 7:00 at Cathedral. If you want to come out and say hi, I will be there at tonight's game. And go Aztecs tomorrow. We're talking a lot of college, NFL, football, Padres, baseball. Gwen and Chris coming up next. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. For Frank Marchese, I'm Braden Surprenant. See you guys Monday.